Now then, Scallywads, welcome to Cannons Fired, a Brazen Coalition Games podcast where we talk about all the things in Commander that we love. I'm your host, John, if you didn't know. And this episode, we're going to discuss all the things about vehicles and spacecrafts being into Commander as we gear up to Edge of Eternities, which is coming out next week. Officially, it's pre-released this week at the time that we're doing this. And when that comes out, you can officially have a legendary vehicle in your command zone or legendary spacecraft, so long as it's got the power and toughness little thing in the corner. But before we get into that, we need to introduce my wonderful co-pilots, primed to help navigate this treacherous space whilst we discuss this. So first up, we have an Orzhov mage who enjoys life gain and bringing the pain. Please welcome my wonderful friend, Chrono. How are you doing, Chrono?
I'm doing well. Hope everyone out there is doing good this evening as well. It is still very muggy here.
Yeah, right.
So that.
Yeah, I had to change just before we went live. Oh, this is all a bit too sticky for me. But yeah, it's so hot. And thank you for joining me today. And next we have a man who, rumor has it, is actually a cat in a human suit. It's Joe. Welcome, Joe. How are you doing?
Meow.
Meow.
Hello. I'm well, thank you. I am not a cat in a human suit.
You a human in
How
a cat
dare
suit?
you?
You do like your neck being scratched.
Tell everyone. They'll get jealous.
So, before we get into the vehicles and stuff, how are we feeling about Edge of Eternities as a set? It was a pre-release kicked off just yesterday. It's still pre-release weekend now. How are you guys feeling about Edge of Eternities? Excited? Not so excited?
Quite excited, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm
I
really
like the
looking
theme.
forward to this set.
I'm looking forward to this set mostly because it is the last, and I'm going to use this phrase very loosely, it is the last... Sorry. This is the last quote-unquote magic set. Like the rest are all universes beyond, right? Like this is the in-universe story set.
Even though it's in space.
Even though it's in space, even
it's
though
within
it's
universe. Space is in the universe.
But we have new characters. We've got all characters that we love or hate, I guess. And
We've got Sith Tezzeret.
We've got Goth Daddy Tezzeret.
Regardless of this being sci-fi and fairly, in inverted commas, hard sci-fi.
Yeah.
Given the story especially given the story is written by one of the Destiny writers. It still feels magic. It still has all of the elements and the hallmarks that we want from a universes within magic set. The art is great. From what I've seen from the pre-release and the various promo games and such that have been released, this looks really nice.
I think it's going to be a super interesting set. I'm very much enjoying the additional colorless stuff. I did think there was going to be more colorless stuff in this set because we had Ugin just last set. And with I do wonder what's going to happen. What's our next in universes set next year? Lorwyn. So there's nothing that Eldrazi could be doing there or Slivers. That's a weird.
No, one. we've been told that Edge of Eternities storyline wise is an adjunct to the current storyline. It's not directly involved, but it is kind of seeding things for future.
But what I mean by that is, in the past, we've definitely had it where a card in a set before the main theme is released, it is teased, and we've seen that before. Eldrazi Temple was released before the Eldrazi came, and we've seen that there's a thing that makes slivers in this set, and there's obviously there's loads of colorless stuff. There's an Eldrazi in this set, so it'd be interesting to see if those big baddies do come back next year.
No, I don't think. I don't think we're going to. Oh well. Next year, maybe, because September or so is when the current story is due to complete.
Finalize.
So we'll be starting a new arc, whether or not it's another 3 to 4 year arc like we've had with the current one.
Yeah.
And maybe like I suspect that the next arc is going to involve the Eldrazi. Because
me too.
I suspect we're going to go back to Innistrad after, because we've got Lorwyn and we've got Strixhaven coming up as the next two. I think the next universes within after that will probably be an Innistrad set.
And with I've got two thoughts, and this is going completely off tangent, folks, but you tuned in, you know what we're like, we go off on. But Strixhaven, it's not actually Strixhaven the set, it's Arcavios, right? And
Arcavios is the plane, but the set itself is Strixhaven Revisited.
Is it? Okay, I thought it was. I thought I remembered where they were going to talk about the world itself rather than just Strixhaven, because they were going to talk about I call him Ristic Buddy. I've already forgotten what his real Wandering Archaic, the Archaics, who are colourless. So that could be more leaning into that colourless theme.
Yeah.
And one other thing that we can almost guarantee at the end of this story arc, there will be Jace again, because.
I hope not. I really hope not. I really hope that Jace is kind of consigned to the Blind Eternity.
Yeah, same.
Like,
I think
whatever Jace has currently become, or whatever entity Jace currently is, I hope that he is, in inverted commas, gone, but. I know
he won't be
if the
gone, because if we are going to go to Innistrad, he's sort of going to be tied to Emrakul in the Moon. Spoiler alert.
No, I mean, because we've lost Tamio, we only have Nashi as a conduit to Tamio, and Nashi is the keeper of the scroll that I think Nashi has the scroll back.
Didn't he get it back from Duskmorn?
I have to refresh myself. I don't know if it was something with Tamio's memories that he got, or whether the scroll was in the archive.
Maybe
the one of the first stories there picked up on, but it's tied into that storyline.
Also, there was a reference. It was kind of a reference to Eldrazi. I think it wasn't ever confirmed, but back in Brothers War, there was a plot where Teferi and Urza were talking in this time bubble, and it referenced like big claws trying to get into this bubble where they were in the Blind Eternities, which made me feel like it was Eldrazi in the Blind Eternities trying to get into this sort of time bubble. It'd be interesting to know if that's confirmed. But we have definitely gone off a tangent, and we should probably get back to the main event. But before we do get into all the vehicles and spacecrafts, if you do like this content, please consider liking and subscribing if you're on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch, leave us a comment, and share. Who knows? I kind of suggested 10 minutes before we went live that maybe we do this on Spotify, but we don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes and see if people like this sort of content. We'll do it more regularly. Right. Oh, and one last thing I need to mention is that we are running a giveaway. If you want your chance of winning an Edge of Eternities pre-con, we have both up for grabs. There is a short video on the Brazen Coalition Games YouTube and TikTok that tells you how to enter. There is actually a helpful little command I made that I'll do in a minute. But basically, all you have to do is like the post, comment on the post, tagging a friend, share it, all of that stuff. We are going to close entry midnight next Saturday BST time, so that I've got time to get all the names in, and we're going to draw it in our Edge of Eternity special next Sunday, the 3rd. Right. With all of that said, let's get into the meat of this. We're going to tackle this in alphabetical order. And the first one we've got up is the Adressia. I think I've said that wrong. Adressia. I spelled it wrong. So Adressia is a free colorless mana artifact with Island Walk. And when it attacks, if an assassin created this turn, draw a card. The Adressia becomes an assassin in addition to its other types until end of turn, and it has Crew 1. How are we feeling about this, Chrono?
This is not a commander.
No, it's really not. Colorless assassin commander.
There are no colorless assassins at present. This is purely a 99 in an assassin's typal deck.
It 100% is that. Yeah, it's like this.
Not for the first time we're going to be bringing up that this is colourless, and there are
Yeah.
very limited options for what this does in colourless. I will say it has Island Walk, which is very aggressive potentially, but it's not particularly good.
So deep.
Okay. Hear me out on this. So you've got Adrestia in your command zone. You've got a bunch of small. Creatures. You are running Maskwood Nexus so that they are all assassins, and you're running Quicksilver Fountain so that you can turn your opponent's lands into islands.
So in this unlikely scenario, it's still probably a D, which is our lowest setting.
in Christmas Land, it can guarantee hitting you for 4.
Yeah, okay,
so,
it is.
Good luck.
A D, right? Can I? 100%.
I agree with popping that straight into D.
Oh, hang on. Right, where's this been funny? I've put the images in, but it's not coming up on my screen. So let me do this. Let me refresh it. Or do this. Thought I'd cracked this.
Yeah, I think the vast majority of these are kind of colourless or monocoloured. But some of the new ones, the spaceships or whatever they're called, space stations.
Why is this being funny?
Some 3-colour ones of those.
Cryptic has called you a Maxwood Nexus apologizer.
Look, Cryptic, I'm a typal guy, so of course I'm a Maskwood Nexus apologist.
Right, just bear with me, folks, while they fix this. I know what I'm going to do. Right.
I prefer like the blue option. So I will more likely run like Xenograph, Arcane Adaptation, the Leyline of Transformation. I think it is.
Right, great. Okay. Then I'll just crop this like a professional, and we'll forget that I did all of that wrong.
Did what wrong, John? Nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
There we go. Okay.
And nothing is currently still happening.
Everything is fine.
Nothing at all. It's like wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Stupid sexy Flanders. Right. Right, I'm going to put you there. I'm going to hide this. And we did it, chat! Told you I'd crack it. Right, anyway, next we have Bessie, the Doctor's Roadster. This is another colorless artifact for 2 mana with haste, and whenever Bessie attacks, another target legendary creature can't be blocked this turn. Crew 2 and is a 3/4. Joe, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, first of all, it's Brum.
It's Brum.
For people of a certain age, it's Brum. And that gives it, bonus points in my opinion. Again, it's colourless. Kind of like something that's going to be repeated a lot of the time. Otherwise, it's not great. You need to crew 2. So
crew 2,
tap
isn't?
to crew it. Then this needs to attack, and then another target legendary creature then can't be blocked.
Yeah,
which
do you know
won't be
what
your commander.
No, but do you know what I feel like this actually is? This is cheap. This is cheap creatures that are colorless, and then we make it so that our Eldrazi are unblockable.
Yeah,
that's what we're doing.
I think that's fine.
That's what
a lot of the Eldrazi's have like cast, enter, or attack triggers. They don't even need to connect, so it's kind of feels like icing on the.
Oh no, that's not legendary.
It's not legendary.
It's not legendary, yeah. It's pretty bad.
So Blightsteel doesn't even work, yeah. I think, like you say, Eldrazi, the big, colourless.
Yeah, I think that's the only way you could really do this, isn't it?
So again, this leads more towards the whole being aggressive and attacking phase, but you're just limited in what options you've got in colourless.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think this just goes into the 99 of a legendary creatures matters deck, doesn't it? Really?
I run it in my my Universes Beyond Bant Legendary Matters deck. The same as we said, the same thing goes with the as with the Adrestia and a couple of the other ones that we're going to talk about. because of the limited options in colorless, you are playing. You are doing a. If you are building this within your command zone, all credit to you, because you are either just trying to do it to get Eldrazi out when you might as well put the Eldrazi in the command zone, or you want to make things, in inverted commas, difficult for yourself because you are doing a deck building challenge. I don't think what they are asking you to, what the card itself, the commander itself, is asking you to do, is anything particularly unique or worth. I mean, I hesitate to use the word worthwhile, but it's like you can get those effects on a better card.
Yeah, for sure. I was thinking, does this even go in Bellow Bard? But it doesn't really. There's not many legendary creatures in there. Just to get around the crew cost.
No, and doesn't Bellow have a MV?
It's 4 or more. Yeah, 4 or more.
Yeah, exactly. As Cryptic said, the reason to play Bessie is the novelty of playing Bessie.
And that is the only reason.
But you can't put any of the You can't put any of the really good thematic cards. You can't put any of the doctors in it.
No.
So
D tier as commander specifically.
It's not. I think it's C. I think it's C. I don't think it's B.
You reckon it's got more potential than D?
I think it's got slightly more potential than D, but only because you said yes, you can make an Eldrazi unblockable should you need to do so.
Yeah.
There is another. I mean, again, it's the other. It's the other ones that are worthwhile. The Capitoline Triad.
Yeah, I was just about to say, is it good in there, Joe?
But you're running the Capitoline Triad as your commander.
It has it's only relevant if it's commander. This, like you said, goes in decks to make your legendary creature unblockable.
Yeah.
Either your commander or its legendary matters, so you're making loads of stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's where it shines. I agree with Cryptic. In the deck, it's niche. In the right deck, it's good. Otherwise, it's bad as commander.
Yeah, and as Plink said, I think in the 99 is going in decks like Dahada, maybe Sisay. That's casual Sisay.
There's plenty of decks which can use a cheap, because two to cast. It has haste and it has crew 2. That's good. That is a cheap. That is a cheap 3/4 that can you could easily hit on turn 2 or turn 3. With that, it comes out quickly. It hits decently, but it is still very much a 99 card.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Next up, we have our first spacecraft. This is Dawnsire Sunstar Dreadnought. This is another colorless artifact, but for 5 mana this time. Legendary artifact spacecraft. So you station this. Station is a keyword that's sort of like crew and level up if they had a baby. So you tap your creatures to station it, and then they get that many charge counters, and the charge counters can be proliferated or they stay on or removed, I guess, if there's some sort of cause that do that. But once it has 10, it has the ability, whenever you attack, Dawnsire deals 100 damage to up to one target creature or planeswalker. And if it has 20 counters on it, it becomes a flying 20/20. I kind of want this to be good, but it's not. Not as a commander. I wish it was. Stuffy Doll is really funny, though.
I think this has a lot more potential than either of the first two.
Correct. Yes.
We will see a lot of this. We will see a lot of this. I don't think it's good I don't think it is good as a commander.
No, I mean, I suppose in a way it sort of dodges removal for the first bit, but people are just going to hold on to it until you've got 20 power. I suppose the way, though, I say that, but there's ways that you can probably crew this up quicker than you think, because there's that, the name is going to escape me, but is it... They're really cheap creatures that have like really bad effects on them. Not Phyrexian Dreadnought, but something like that, where it's got a lot of power that you can then create. I think it's like Lupin. It's like a werewolf, colorless werewolf.
Oh, Lupine Prototype.
That's the one. And there's stuff like that. there's a Phyrexian that has a cumulative upkeep, but you can immediately do that, and that's 8. So you could get to 10 fairly quickly. You could also
and it puts counters on, so you can do it over multiple turns.
You can, yeah, exactly. You don't, but you could probably get to at least 10 fairly quickly. I think.
I think we will see a lot of people trying this out. And then it will tail away. Because that 10 ability is really flashy.
But
it
all
means
you care about.
But it means that you are going to start. I mean, people are going to start packing a little bit more artifact hate. It's going to get targeted.
Yeah.
Ideally, people will be looking to take this out before it cruised to 10. So you might get one hit off it because. I mean, look, at the end of the day, there is very little difference between 100 damage and 10 damage to as a red.
It's an extra 0, Chrono. 1 extra 0.
Yes, it is an order of magnitude which red spells really need, which makes the difference on red.
The spells. Flex though is enough.
Yeah, exactly. As Cryptic says, Stuffy Doll, do damage to your own stuff to redirect. We'll see play for a little bit, but you do all of that better in Boros colors. So.
Yeah, you just do. I've
again. I would love to see this in. I would love to see this in the 99 of a car, and giving it lifelink.
Of course you would. You would.
But I'd still rather play Aetherflux Reservoir.
Which is 4 mana, and
Aetherflux Reservoir is 4 mana. It gives you life for all the spells that you play. Yeah. And is going to be the bonus is Aetherflux Reservoir is going to be seen as less of a threat than this. Which is wild.
I think this is. I mean, I think I'd put this no higher than C. It's certainly not B. But what do you think, Joe?
So it's all going to be. It's all relative.
It's all relative, yeah.
I would say that would struggle to find any S tier.
I can think of one.
Commanders, except
exactly one.
It's all relative, so we'll find some. So I think this does have more potential. Like you say, it can actually finish a game. It's not going to happen very often because people are going to want to remove this. You can see it coming a mile away.
Yeah.
It's going to take quite a while to actually get set up, and then have other pieces to actually do, redirect 100 damage to something else. But it can do it. It can have that glory moment of no one can stop it. Okay, I'm going to laser you to the face. It does have that potential, but I again wouldn't be annoyed that if it went in C because it's a bad card. In some regard, as a commander, it's quite bad.
I will give it a B at this point because, as you say, it has more potential than Bessie, for example. As a commander.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think we will see a lot of people trying to get this to work. And there will be a couple of builds which are solid. I don't think that they will be very fun because I don't think that they will have many different lines of play.
I agree with it not being very fun. Yeah, it's fun once. But
I think it's either if you manage to get it off, that will be great, and you won't get it again, or you manage to make it so that it is very resilient, but it plays very one-dimensionally, or you never get to do it because everybody keeps taking this out or blowing up your pieces before you ever get there.
You will really struggle with this deck because what you really want to do is put things. You want to be able to draw a lot of cards so that you can basically get one explosive turn where you've got something like Crashing Drawbridge so that you can get this up and then give it haste. So then you're going to want things like the new card Endstone so that you can draw cards. But it's really hard to draw cards in colorless. is.
Or you're trying to, or you're spending a lot of your early efforts trying to stop your opponents from doing
stacks like Winter Orb.
So
I guess.
yeah, exactly. You're
stacks,
you're stacking your opponents, or you're doing things like Vanquisher's Banner, but again, that's 6.
Yeah,
we can adjust later if we decide.
Yeah, I think so too.
Otherwise, it could be C tier.
I think C for now, but potential for B, I guess.
Yeah, I think there is a potential.
I kind of agree with Cryptus that it's C and then potential for Bessie to go to D.
Yeah,
maybe we do push.
There's not that much daylight between Bessie and the.
Yeah, maybe we do push Bessie down to D. Actually,
that's what I think. Bessie is bad, but
the nostalgia factor had me going there.
Yeah. But the next one is good, actually. It is a Seeker's Chariot. This is our first coloured one.
Is good.
This is 3 and a green for a 4/4 legendary artifact. When it enters, you create 2/2 green cat creature tokens. When it attacks, you create a token that's a copy of a target token you control, and it's got crew 4. This is in the colours of make double tokens. This, it's good.
I mean, the first point of call. Look at that kitty.
Look at
majestic
the kitty.
As that cat. Oof. And I think it's legitimately quite good.
I think it is.
Brings in 2 tokens which immediately can crew it. Obviously, it doesn't have haste, but it brings in the bodies to crew the commander immediately.
Yes.
And when it attacks, it has a great effect, which
the thing is, it's
copying a token.
It's not an irrelevant body because you can play that. You can crew in the quote unquote instant speed, so that you can make this a blocker for something else. There's been loads of times in Kaldheim Standard that I did that because it was just a good way to get around losing my cats that I'd need to make a ton of. But there's so many cards in green. But this works really well with Peregrine Took that makes food tokens. It's got, we can do, Academy Manufacture just goes in this as well, doesn't it? But we've got Doubling Season, all of that stuff. There's things that trigger on creatures entering the battlefield to draw cards. Like it's not Beast Whisperer that's cast, but is it Fable, Keeper of Fables that is enter, or is it? So, we can make. Every time we make a copy of our cats, we're drawing a card.
I mean, it's green. It creates tokens. What more do you really need to say? This is a good commander.
This is just going to be good.
It comes down. But I mean, being a bit more sensible about it than that, it comes down as a nice point on the curve. It's 4 mana, which means that in green you're putting this out turn 3.
Easy. Turn 2 sometimes, but
let's even be generous. Let's say it's coming down turn 3 or turn 4. You might leave it a bit because you want to put one of your draw cards when creatures enter. So like Tribute to the World Tree, or something like that, so that you get a bit of value off the tokens coming in.
Great Henge.
I feel you're playing Great Henge after this.
You are, but what I mean is
you're playing all Great Henges on the field. Yeah,
but it's still more of that attack, draw a card, essentially, what you're looking for. Because the things that you like, Keen Sense and Snake Umbra, are not going to work in this because they will fall off the minute that it stops being a creature.
Yeah, like it's. I hesitate to say, like, this is. I mean, this is us just trying to find talking points about something that we instinctively know is good. And trying to justify it. Like, this was a demon in its standard and continues to be really good to this day. It's just going to see even more play in the command zone, and I hope it gets a reprint because the price of this has almost certainly gone up.
I mean, it did get reprinted. It's in Bellow Bard's deck, but I think it's it will need more because this is going to be. There's a few on here that I think are going to be good, and I think this is definitely going to be the most popular. Maybe 1 or 2 more I can think of as vehicles. Spacecrafts. I think spacecrafts are just more geared, except from Dawnsire. the coloured ones, they are geared to be commanders.
Well, I mean, they've been built around this rule, so
yes. Whereas these vehicles were not. So I think this is S. Easy, I think, for me.
Yeah, like I'd say if it was in any other color, it's A, but because it's green, it's S. Unfortunately,
yeah, I think so. I agree. Yeah, it can go in S. It's with all the token doubling potential in green, and you've got access to some good tokens.
You do.
And lots of ways to make tokens, stuff like Titania. You're making 5/3 elementals.
I feel like there's a
nice.
saga, but is that green or green-white? That makes a token copy of something. I feel like
there's bound to be a bunch of them, but
a lot of the effects that let you actually make token copies of a real permanent are in blue as opposed to anything else. So,
but do you know what
you
is
are limited
kind of cool?
to probably copying regular tokens.
Yeah, but do you know what is kind of cool as well? Actually, the Overlord of whatever the green one is, Hauntwoods, makes token lands.
Yeah, that's really nice.
So you can essentially get 2 land drops. We're just finding things to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. We're finding ways to make a busted green card even more busted.
Yeah, it's just good. It is just good. Moving on. Something not quite so good. Golden Argosy is a colorless 3/6 for 4 generic mana. When it attacks, exile each creature that crewed it this turn. Return them to the battlefield tapped under their owner's control at the beginning of the next end step, and it's got crew 1. Is there many colorless ETBs that we can
That's the thing. It's like what I should have done. What I should have done is looked up how many colorless creatures have ETB effects.
There is one that I can think of, and it's not actually an ETB. It's a leave the battlefield, and it's just come out. It's the Anti-Causal Vestige, where you draw a card when it leaves the battlefield, which. Yeah, this sort of does. But I can't, for the life of me, think of any colorless ETBs right now.
Don't forget, it doesn't necessarily have to be. It doesn't necessarily have to be the ETB of the card itself. If you have other things that trigger off it, things like Panharmonicon or things that trigger off artifacts entering the battlefield.
That is true, and Cryptic has corrected me very quickly on this. So we've got Sad Robot, Mirabels, Meteor God. None was coming to mind. That I knew there was some. They just were not coming to mind. But yeah, there are actually tons.
There are plenty of things that you would want. I think that this is actually a really good commander.
This could be actually sick.
Crew 1 for a 3/6 as well is nothing to be sniffed at. And again, nice sweet spot on coming down on 4, so it is not too expensive for something that will be able to get this out relatively cheaply.
A lot of those things, with ETBs do basically bring friends. They bring little 1/1 tokens or whatever. So that crew 1 is just going to sit there and be able to block a lot of things on the turn cycle if you can make sure it's untapped after attacking.
Is there a way as well in colorless to give all your spells improvise? Because that could be a really cool way to basically reset what you're doing. I don't think that improvise.
So you could, I think it's blue that does it. So
I think it is blue.
So Lifecrafters, not Lifecrafters Battery. There's a statue.
There's inspiring.
I run it on Inspiring Statuary. That's
not improvise, though, is it? Oh no, it is. No, it's not artifact spells.
Yeah, it gives your non-artifact stuff improvise.
Which is tough in colorless because a lot of them, half of them, are going to be
true. But we are getting more options. Like the modern command, the 2 colorless decks that were released in the last couple of years have helped increase the number of things that are not artifact but colors.
There's actually as well what you could put into this is it Echoes of Eternity, the thing that's supposed to be for Eldrazi, but it actually cares about colorless things. I think this is actually I poo-pooed this as Cryptic. I'm sorry. You don't have to keep saying stuff. I'm sorry. Right.
Again, and I feel we may keep coming back to this one. Capital Line Triad.
Oh yeah, I guess.
What's the one from Final Fantasy? The god that we got from Final Fantasy, the Warring
Triad.
The Warring Triad. Yeah.
Like summon Bahamut, like like you said, it goes in. Yeah, I think this is.
I think that this is really solid. Good. I think that this is an A. I think this is an A, mostly because of the hoops you have to. You do have to jump through a few hoops, and it is more restricted in being colorless. But I think that this is an A.
Yeah, I am inclined to agree. I do think is by some margin better than Dawnsire, and we put Dawnsire at C. I think it's by some margin.
And it will go under the radar more.
Yeah. Purely because you can tap 10 creatures with ETBs to crew this, and then exile them all and re-trigger them all like en masse.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
mean, this may end up being a very miserable deck to play against. But...
Yeah, because you're going to be putting things like Conjurer's Closet in as well, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. You're probably running most of the cons. I'd have considered...
Oh, that is so sick.
Exactly.
Animate Portal to Phyrexia, use it to crew. Blink Portal to Phyrexia. Oh, that is so...
Yeah.
Easier said than done. Again, a lot of steps that we're going to have to go through to get this to pop off. But it's definitely better than Dawnsire.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, okay.
Are we putting this A?
I think A. Yeah. Okay, cool. Next, we have our next coloured vehicle, Grond for Gatebreaker. This is a 5/5 for free and a black with trample, and as long as it's your turn and you control an army, Grond for Gatebreaker is an artifact creature and it has crew free. So so long as we have an army, we don't have to crew this.
Relatively irrelevant, to be honest.
Relatively irrelevant. There's there are cards that do this.
Yeah, I mean, this could where I see this seeing play probably most often is either it gives us an option for Pauper.
Yeah, I was thinking this for Pauper Commander.
Or it's going to helm a Lord of the Rings themed Orcs deck.
The problem with armies, though, is you're basically having one army, aren't you? You're not having multiple. And so crew free at one point is going to be more or less the same as having an army. Because
I mean, remember, you don't have to tap that army in order to crew this.
Yeah, it's true.
So you've got both. I mean, it's a 5/5 for trap. It's a 5/5. It's a 5/5 with trample for 4.
Yeah, which is a good rate for Pauper Commander by quite some margin.
I think make an army though.
It doesn't make an army.
I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing because again, unlike the fact that Esker's Chariot comes with the cats that crew it is what pushes it into S tier, really.
Yeah.
So Grond is, it's an uncommon, not a rare. So, yeah.
I think this goes in Grond tier. And we leave it there.
There is no.
I think this. I think this is a B.
I agree. Really? I agree. Well, again, I think if we're basing this on what we've already put in, I do think it has got more legitimacy than Dawnsire because there are lots of cards that make armies, and that just makes this legitimate.
Because remember, it doesn't say it has to be an orc army. It could be any of the zombie army creators from War of the Spot. And there are lots of those in black.
A 5/5 with trample.
Yeah, 5/5 with trample is really solid.
I get that is sort of where it. Because it's a vehicle, and this is what where it falters. There aren't many ways to give this any extra counters in black, really, to get that to be stronger, to make it more worthwhile.
Most things that buff it or equipments will fall off. They're not worth the cost. I feel like for the vast majority of the time, this is going to be a 5/5, and we'll get outclassed later, and it's not quick enough to be that aggressive.
And the things that you
doesn't come with an army or have.
And the things you want to do in black are sack the armies. That's what you want to do. you don't want to.
Okay,
Keep them around,
I'll agree
yeah.
with you there. Okay, I think okay. I am convinced to revise down to C tier.
C tier.
I don't think it's D. I don't.
I think it's
this
better
is-
than Bessie.
No, yeah, I don't think it's D. I think it can at least hit some people. And in a slower game, like you say, in Pauper, I think this could steal games because a 5/5 is not nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, if we're talking regular,
Yeah, I guess if
anything
we're talking
goes,
about,
I guess
yeah.
the other thing you can do with this is use hatred, but that only takes one player out.
yeah,
What's hatred?
You pay X life, and the creature gets plus X plus O.
Yeah, but you could also say that about literally any commander, really.
yeah.
Anything with the potential to attack.
The next one we've got is another colorless artifact. It is the Heart of Kiran. This is a 4/4 with flying and vigilance and crew 3. I've just now realized that they used to put crew at the start.
Moved.
You may remove a loyalty counter from a planeswalker you control rather than pay Heart of Kiran's crew cost. That's never going to be relevant. Oh, that's not true. There are some colorless.
Yeah, there are.
We just talked about this earlier, but there's There's Ugin and the new Tezzeret. There's the Ugins and the new Tezzeret and Khans. I mean, there might be something there actually.
Are there no others? I don't think there are any others.
All the Khans are colorless. The new Tezzeret is colorless. All the Ugins are colorless.
So that's like 10, I think. 10 colorless planeswalkers.
But again, you've got a flying vigilant 4/4.
That's
which
all
could
it
have been
does.
crewed for 3 as well.
It could have been crewed for 3, yeah. And that is all it does.
It crews differently. It's a bit like Grond in a way.
I mean, I can see this I can see this being at the helm of a colorless planeswalkers deck.
Yep.
So you're doing constructs and things like that. But I think that is its most interesting. Its most interesting line. And I don't think it really has any other lines.
I mean, I suppose the good thing about this
is Ether Spark as well, yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that is a planeswalker, isn't it? Yeah, right.
It is technically, which will get a lot of counters on it.
Which will get a lot of counters on this.
I think that it is kind of interesting. You can remove the counters at instant speed to crew it.
I think it is interesting, and that does mean that you can put in planeswalkers to essentially crew this on somebody else's turn, because that's not a sorcery speed cost, so you just removing one. So especially cool in the new Tezzeret, because every time that you play an artifact, which you're probably going to play a bunch of in this deck anyway, you get the loyalty counter.
Yeah,
I know Cryptic is saying this is a C.
I think this is definitely more interesting than the current Cs.
It is. I think it is high C, or even. I think my argument for this being a B is because it opens an archetype that we don't currently have.
And that's interesting.
I would put this in B purely for it being kind of not as a vehicles or a Voltron, but as a
colorless planeswalker commander.
A colorless planeswalker
seems interesting.
Commander.
Yeah, I kind of want to see that.
And I think the Aether Spark's an interesting one because you can activate it, to equip it, so you can make the vehicle into you can crew it. And then put the Aether Spark on it, and it will get full 5 counters, whatever. And it puts the counter on the Heart of Kiran as well, which is permanent power.
Yeah,
Aether Spark's really nice with that.
Yeah, and also you can put in Luxior as well, so you can get more counters that way. Yeah.
Wait, no, I don't think you can. No, Luxior's white.
I thought it was colorless. I thought it was one colorless.
I thought Luxior was colorless.
Yeah, double check. Isn't it?
No,
it is colorless. Sorry. Why did I think it was white?
Because it's got Elspeth in the art.
I mean, yeah, that's true. No, it is colorless. Yeah, so...
I don't know. I think this is all right. Yeah.
I think this is okay too.
John.
Yeah.
Quite not.
Yeah. I agree. We are saying that you can crew at instant speed, Cryptic. That's what we were saying. That you can remove a loyalty counter. It's not a sorcery speed only action, which is cool.
Yeah.
Right. Next one is our first lieutenant from one of the precons, the Jund one, half hull of a world seed. This is 1 and Jund, so black, red, green for a 6/7 with station. If we station it to 2 charge counters for 1 mana, you can tap it to sacrifice a land, draw 2 cards, and play an additional land this turn. And for 8, it is a flying, vigilance, and haste. And whenever you sacrifice a land, each opponent loses 2 life. This is designed for commander cards. So I think it's already going to be pretty good. This feels like, to me at least, this is Lord Windgrace, but it's a spaceship.
I mean, pretty much, yeah. There are so many ways of getting tokens, extra power on board for having lands come in, sacrificed, that stationing this is going to be, I would say, trivial. Yeah. In those colours with these kind of effects. It's not a creature, so you can do the sacrifice a land, draw 2, play an additional land on the first turn that you play this.
Yeah.
Presumably, as long as you have an extra mana. And flying, vigilance, haste, 6/7 commander that's great. Leave that alone. That's enough.
In colours about that. In colours that don't usually get flying and vigilance. At this point, I mean, flying is a black ability and vigilance is a green ability, but you don't generally see those on the same thing.
And sack a land, each opponent loses 2 life. That is so abusable.
Oh god,
it's gonna win a game. I'm going to scape shift and kill you all kind of deal.
Whenever if only there was some sort of artifact that let you sacrifice, that was free, with 0 job, it let you sacrifice lands as often as you liked.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never heard of 0 job. I don't know what you mean.
What's that?
Lands coming in, pinging you with stuff like Obnixilis and Retreat to Hagra. Lands pinging you when they get sacrificed with this. It's going to kind of ramp up that Jund land cycle strategy.
Yeah,
that I'm personally a big fan of. The Windgrace,
I know.
I like
How
this.
do you feel about this? Oh, do you like Windgrace over this or not? Because the interesting thing about this, I guess, is that it isn't a creature straight away, and Windgrace is often attacks every time to try and get it off the field. But this just sort of sticks around until it's got 8 on it.
I mean,
Windgrace can't defend itself.
Yeah,
go on, Krona.
Sorry.
I've spoken about this.
I agree with everything you have said, and for all of those reasons, this is horrendously boring.
Yeah,
this is a complete and utter yawn fest for me. I know there are people. I mean, I will fully state Jund is probably my least favorite color combination. This is yet more Jund land shenanigans, and I really don't like it. But it is good. Like, this is a very strong offering. It's going to see an awful lot of play, but I have not liked. I don't think there has been a Jund commander in recent years that I have actually liked.
I know what you mean as well. I keep trying to build Jund, and every time it's like Golgari as well. For me, Golgari just does not do it for me.
I'm more in favor of Golgari than I am, but the only Golgari deck I have is one based around Death Touch, so which is a line that a lot of people don't usually take. So, yeah.
So are we saying Golgari, this is S but boring?
Matter of perspective, but I think this goes towards S. And again, we might have to revise as we look at some of the newer ones because they're clearly making these as with
the next one is very good.
I think this one has been pushed, and I think you're right that this is S tier. Cryptic, I would say that is just the worst thing about it. That it is an effing giant insect alien. I will say I'm not as down on the Eumidians as they might have been. Thankfully, they have made their designs more mantis-like than actual, horrible insects. But
yeah, I didn't actually. I must have missed that part of the story. I know I didn't actually spend too long reading the story of this set.
No, it's in the guide to the legendary creatures.
Oh, I've not seen that yet. But yeah, the fact that it's a giant insect alien is kind of interesting.
Yeah, like it is a living ship, which is cool. Like we've had a load of sci-fi that has very cool living ships. Lex, for anyone who remembers Lex, Farscape, and the like, the various ones that have shown up in Star Trek. And generally they are cool.
The Reapers to some degree from Mass Effect as well. Cool. Well, moving on, we have one that I know Cryptic is going to enjoy very much. It's very strong. It's the Infinite Guideline Station. This is a 5-color commander that is, when it enters, we create a tapped 2/2 colorless robot artifact creature token for each multicolored permanent we control. And it then has flying, and if it's crewed for 12, it's a 7/15. And when it attacks, we draw a card for each multicolored permanent we control. I've seen this deck in action, and the wonderful folks might also see it in action as well in a week or so. But it is so strong, it's ridiculous.
Built the way that it is expecting you to build it. Yes. Yeah, like because there is no doubt about it. This is
5-colored good stuff at the deck with a card draw engine in the command zone. I didn't actually realize this was going to be a thing, but it was sort of picked up on the Play to Win podcast as potentially CEDH because you have card draw in the command zone, and it's just a 5-color good stuff pile, and the other 5-color offerings are Najila, Kenrith, and there's one more, Sisei, kind of, but that's more like legendaries rather than 5-colored. And this deck is pushing you into using things that are basically 2 or 3 colors a pop. So you want like Psychic Frog and that sort of effect. Lotho is great in this as well.
Gee, things that aren't busted in any way, shape, or form already.
Yeah, exactly. But
it makes the things to crew itself.
Yeah, exactly. It makes the things to crew itself. So if you have 6 multicolored permanents, which by turn 5 or 6 is kind of doable with the right ramps, then it's not easy, but it's not unfeasible, is it? Because
I mean, I don't think you are necessarily playing this on curve.
No, you are setting up. It's massively televised.
And I mean, especially given that we've had Leyline of the Guild Pact recently in NKM.
That is true.
All of these things are pointing to. I generally have a problem with 5-color good stuff because it is just a pile of things that very rarely has a theme.
Yes.
Folks will know that I'm a theme deck builder primarily. I think most of what we are going to see out of this, and maybe I'm more sanguine about it because it has CEDH capability. But I think, and I hope we will see some very goofy like bracket 2 stuff. I hope that we will see some the Duff 2-3 color signpost uncommons that we get in most sets. I would love to see them have a use in this deck. I immediately look at this and say that I want to not use it for any of its real ability.
I think this is very, very, ridiculously strong. I'm a big fan of it. Also seeing Cryptic's deck when we were trialing stuff, honestly, when I first saw this card, I was like, it's okay, and then I saw it get played.
I thought it was.
Oh my god!
I thought it was jokey, and I thought it was there to helm a spacecraft typal deck. But
you were gonna make a car crew a ship that was gonna crew a vehicle.
It's not there for spacecraft typal in any way, shape, or form. It's there to be given, because the problem is I see that this is going to play Atraxa.
I mean, it is, isn't it?
But both of them.
Yeah, I know, both of them.
And that just makes me shudder to my core. I feel viscerally bad that we are going to see this playing both the tracks in most builds.
Yeah, well, straight into S because it just is better. I'm going to start putting these in order on here as well. I think that is definitely there.
I want a copy of this, and I want this to helm a deck, but not for the reasons that anyone really think. I want this to be the helm of my 5-color defenders deck because it feels most funny. It is the most appropriate thing that has come out.
Yeah,
that feels like it should have
in
defender.
This, so that you actually dealing 15 damage is very funny.
Building.
Oh, I don't know. I don't necessarily think that IGS decks care about the new Atraxa. I think they are going to put the new Atraxa in because it is 4-color.
Because you are going to put Bloom Tender in this, aren't you? You do put Bloom Tender in 5-color decks.
I probably
and Sylvala,
like Quirion Ranger and those ones. OG Atraxa may be too slow, but it's going to get in there as a proliferate.
Yeah. There are some more proliferate things that are coming out, but I mean, just because it doesn't necessarily make it, just because Atraxa, both of them might not be that strong in this deck, they are still like synergistically with IGS. It doesn't mean that they're not very good cards.
Most B2, B3 decks that we are going to see with this will probably run at least one Atraxa. I feel. I may be wrong on that, and I'm fully prepared to be wrong on that. But I feel that is what's going to happen.
Do you put Henzi in this deck to blitz stuff out to get the Infinite Guideline Station draw triggers? I'm not sure. Maybe not.
Either way, it's S tier.
I think that's probably a bit too cute.
Yeah,
because I think you want them to stick around. You don't want to.
Right. Well, anywho.
Also, it's on a. Do the triggers work if it's on attack because they come in tapped and attacking? Don't they? They're not.
No, we don't come in taps and attacking blitz, do we? That's dash. Oh no, blitz is that you.
Oh no, it's just that they have haste so that they can attack.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But anyway, our next one is In Spirit Flagship. This is just a Jeskai commander that's a 5/5. The one station at the beginning of combat on your turn, put your choice of a +1/+1 counter or 2 charge counters onto one target artifact. And it's at 8 a flying and 5/5. Other artifacts you control have hexproof and indestructible. Yeah.
Unsurprisingly, this is the spacecraft commander I am going to build.
We are shocked.
Give it for me.
Yeah, I feel we're at the other end. We're on opposite ends of the spectrum, Joe. And
I love Golgari.
Yeah, I am shocked. I think this is interesting enough for me. I think you could definitely do an interesting enough build where you are using artifacts, creatures only in these colors. There's the new robot cop that's in this deck that proliferates.
Yeah,
it's great in this deck. Kilo is great in this deck.
So
I really like as well because I was gonna upgrade Kilo, but then I've decided to do this giveaway instead. But I was gonna put Is it Unctus, where whenever you tap a blue creature, you draw a card, which seems quite cool in this sort of thing as well, because you're gonna do that to crew these and I'm saying crew station these.
Yeah, there are so many. Like, this is probably in inverted commas. Realistically, I think that this is actually as boring an option as Hearthop. But I am more on board, literally, with a Jeskai with Jeskai doing this. Because this feels very this speaks to me as the kind of builder I am, and this is going to helm the Jeskai vehicles deck that I have tried to build so many times and have never quite got to work. And I am really hoping that it works with this because I've had everything from Shu Yun to Optimus Prime helming that deck, and it has never quite worked out the way I want it to. Optimus Prime is now going to helm a Jeskai Robots deck, but
it's what you could do with this as well is there's a third path iconoclast. Whenever you cast an on-creature spell, make an artifact soldier. So that sort of definitely leans into the artifacts, because it's just artifacts you control have hexproof and indestructible. That's all it is. And the really cool thing about the spaceships are they're creatures so long as you got the charge counters. So you can put equipment on this. You can equip a spaceship with Champion's Helm or whatever, which is very funny.
Oh, all the stuff which, I mean, you what because as soon as you have this up and flying, you put Swiftfoot boots, you put Lava Spur boots, you put Lightning Greaves on it.
Don't touch my ship.
Like,
that's the problem.
As I say, this is realistically speaking, this is relatively boring because there are so many ways you can build it. There are so many different things that you can do artifacts wise that I think that this is it makes an artifact an artifact deck really solid, and I think it will open up artifact decks that want to be a little bit goofier rather than playing the same old. So.
Yeah, I think this does go in S also. I do feel like we've had one S after another, but they've all been spacecrafts that are designed for Commander.
Yeah. It's the difference between like pre-Commander legendaries, being good or bad for Commander, and then like, oh, these are made for Commander, and they're almost better. It's very much that, originally Esca's Chariot was never thought of as being even potentially a Commander.
That's kind of why
allowed to use it now.
Yeah.
The question is this as good as Half Hull?
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is, but I think it has more. I think it has more interesting applications than Half Hull.
Yeah, but I think
that's not what the tier.
I think we are looking. Jeskai is the color of artifact stuff.
Yeah,
and it also is the color of proliferation, and that's two things that you are wanting to do with this.
Sure.
My problem.
There is Walking Ballista, but you can actually use very fairly in this.
I mean, I don't like. Again, Walking Ballista is a very good card, like in Commander throughout. I don't necessarily know that it should be our go-to.
An issue that I think applies to all of the spacecraft, and is kind of relevant for this one as well. That they've got quite a lot of investment costs. They've got build-up, and I don't really like the argument that a removal exists, all the time, because sometimes you just don't have it, and then when it gets to do the thing, it gets out of hand or it does nothing, and that's when you're evaluating whether a card's good. Removal for these is so impactful because you've paid the mana for it, and then you're tapping things down to put the counters on it, maybe over multiple turns, and then it gets abraded, and you just like, well, it's more than just someone abrading an artifact that you've paid for. It's multiple turns potentially of build up to get the other artifacts have hexproof and indestructible, and then they just pop this, and you've lost all of that kind of setup and value.
Yeah, I do agree.
I think they're quite vulnerable to being blown out, more so than maybe other commanders or things you've invested in. But again, it's not just the removal exists. I think
you
have invested quite a lot. I think.
Yes, I think the investment argument is really valid. I also kind of agree with Cryptic, and as much as I love this card,
I saw that as well, and I agree.
think that this is Half Hull gets the nod mostly because it has card draw.
Yes,
I think
that is huge.
I think as wide as In Spirit has options for, the lack of card draw on it makes it lose a number of points.
In a world where we're having farewell, in a way, is other artifacts having hexproof and indestructible really all that?
And
I mean,
we are seeing more exile-based removal.
Yeah, I mean, there is a again, Jeskai is the color of board wipes also, so there is a thing to be said there as well. But I think you are correct. I'm on board.
And it's how easily accessible that card draw is as well. Like for Hearthal, it's the 2+, so that's really easy to get activated.
Yeah.
For the Infinite Guideline Station, it's 12+, but it comes in with a bunch of robots that you can use to get to that 12+. So there's the speed of actually getting to that threshold as well of stationing it.
Yeah.
That some of those enable themselves to get there quicker, whereas In Spirit doesn't do anything to help itself get there quicker. Like we were talking about proliferating things, but you still need to have those additional pieces. For me, that means it's kind of just that one tier below, maybe, even though it's one of the new ones.
Yeah, but it is above Argosy.
Yes.
It is better than Argosy.
Yeah.
Right, our next card is a vehicle. Again, we have Jackdaw. This is 1 and is it for a legendary vehicle 4/4. Whenever Jackdaw deals combat damage to a player, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw a card for each artifact you control, and it has crew free. I really want this to be better than it is. I mean,
the ceiling of it is insane.
The ceiling is insane, but
it is
I think
draw your deck kind of thing.
The problem that this is going to face is that it has no evasion. But I suppose you can give it evasion though, like with.
It's not hard.
It's not hard to do. Yeah,
it's not actually hard to say.
It's not hard to do that.
You can put Archetype of Imagination in this, and then it's a flying ship, which is kind of funny.
I mean, Archetype of Imagination, Cyberdrive Awakener is your other big one. There are lots of things to give to give your creatures flying.
Yeah,
I mean, shove Wonder in your graveyard.
That's true as well. Yeah.
And especially because you may discard your hand. Discard it and Wonder.
So is this the spell that is this the deck that uses cards like Third Path Iconoclast to then just do spell slingery stuff? So you're creating the tokens to crew the thing, so your hand is empty.
The crew cost is almost irrelevant.
But what I mean is you're getting the cards out of your hand, so that because you're drawing for each artifact you control, so you can use cheap spells.
Yeah,
and then you have no hand, and then you are just drawing basically for your artifact,
which again is trivial to have a load in. Is it?
And
I
think that's actually
this could even go into stuff like breach lines if you really want to.
You could, absolutely.
I mean,
it really depends where you're at. But if you have all of those cards in hand and maybe an extra combat, you do it again. You discard all of those. That's fuel in your graveyard. Then, I don't know. This has the potential for like a 1-turn kill, even though I can't think of how it does it right now. It just has those mechanics about it.
So you're also in wheel colors.
It is really good.
You're into you stick a bunch of like the Niv-Mizzets and things like that. And I think personally, I think that is a very boring line, but I'm not a big fan of wheeling.
You have the Locust God.
Yeah, like I think that this is really strong because all of those words on it do things that these colors want to do. Can benefit from.
There is also a very real weird world where if you wanted to go real janky with this, you can put the copy effects and then play Bruderclad and just turn all of your tokens into Jackdaw.
I mean,
you could do that
again. Remember, legendary is the thing.
There's quantum. I'm thinking about the spells like that make token non-legendary token copies.
Quantum misalignment, Helm of the Host. I mean, although Helm of the Host might be a little bit weird.
File duplication.
Yeah. I think this is nice in other decks as
well. Monument of Endurance
deck or whatever.
I think this is. I think it has legs.
I think it's a decent card.
I think it has having card draw in the command zone is great.
Again,
I think initially, I mean, you have Rogue's Passage and the likes of that. I think I mean, why couldn't this have Island Walk? Because that'd be sick. That's all I really. That's all.
So
I
let's
like
pose this to the
to-
rest here, and I think on that basis that would definitely be nice. I don't think I'm as sold on it as some folks in chat might be. I think that this is a very strong A.
I agree. I
Sure.
think it's below. I mean, it might bump up to S later, but I think it's probably strong event in spirit, but
Yes.
not quite as good as Esca's Chariot.
I was going to say I actually think it's kind of better than Esca's Chariot. In
Don't
terms
forget,
of like,
Esca's Chariot
the
makes the
potential.
bodies that you are then copying already.
It does, but I feel like in Is It Colours, you're playing this turn
it's-
2, you're almost certainly attacking with it on turn 3. Whether that actually draws you many cards.
Well, I don't know if you're
No.
attacking with this on turn 3 because I don't think unless you're
Not that you
running
had
unless you're running the low mana haste enablers. So, for example, like are you actually playing further in this deck?
Well, I think you're playing quite a lot of like
I think
artifact creatures, artifact cost reducers, a lot of artifacts.
No,
which you
I'm
also
talking
get
about
benefit
the
from.
haste. I'm talking about the haste aspect.
Yeah, but you wouldn't need haste if you're playing it turn 2, attacking turn
Yeah.
3, is what I mean. I don't think you need haste to make this good.
No, the things that you need are giving it flying, and
Yeah, to get it to
But
actually connect.
get it to connect
but
because
most of the
it has
cost
to deal
reducers-
combat damage.
Yeah.
Is the thing.
And the cost reducers are mostly at 2.
Yeah, Ethereum Sculptor is 1 and a blue.
Yeah, Ethereum Sculptor, Foundry Inspector. There are a ton of dinky 1-drops, but like realistically, are you playing them? Are you playing the?
You are playing Anger and Wonder because you're discarding anyway, aren't you?
True, but like as I say, are you playing like what's it? Path like all the ones that we get one every set. Like there's one from Amonkhet that was Pathlight. I can't remember what their names are, but
I feel like this
there's Crashing Drawbridge.
Like Cryptic says, there are a ton of mirrors that do just make tap for mana as well that you can use. Ornithopter Paradise.
There's so many ways to get like a
doesn't
flood of
but-
artifacts that when you do connect, you're going to be drawing 10 cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
when
I
you're
don't.
drawing 10 cards in, is it?
I
Your
don't.
game plan
Very
should be trying to combo off pretty much. Is what I'd argue.
Yeah. I don't doubt that. My thing is, I'm not sure that you're doing this on 3 or 4.
I know that it's. I mean, there is also obviously Glinthorn Buccaneer combos, but wasn't there something? Was it Howl the Shark that cared about discarding stuff as well?
There's been quite a lot of love for discard recently, especially in Is It Colours, red and
the Ether Drift, blue red pirate captain.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called now.
So I think that this is a very strong commander, and I would not be surprised if there is a fringe CEDH deck in this.
It would be fringe.
But I still think
I see it very much occupying like a seat in a high power commander.
Bracket 4.
For what that's worth.
Bracket 4.
Exactly. Bracket 4. I think it definitely sits there. And I don't think we're just saying bracket tier S is like CDH.
We're just seeing how easy it is to build and for it to be viable.
So
I
think this is quite not straightforward to build, but I think it's got a lot of potential. And it's got a strong build around.
Yeah. Is this?
Sorry, I interrupted you, Chrono.
This is definitely better than In Spirit. Is
it
on par then with Esca's Chariot? The more that I talk about this, the more I'm changing my mind about it, and I think it might be.
I think it is. I think it is like top level A, but I also would not be surprised for this to be S. I do think that this is one that we are going to see a lot of builds. Of the available options, this is going to see a lot.
This is Yeah, I agree. It's going to be one of the more popular ones. I think as well, this just occurred to me. It's like a little niche interaction. But File of Galadriel means that you will draw one additional card when you draw your cards from after you discard, because your hand will be empty.
I mean, File of Galadriel
is a good card.
Continues to be good card, Bront.
Okay, I think this is as good as Esker's Chariot.
I will say as well, there's plenty of ways to draw off doing like combat damage in blue. And so on and so on. There's plenty of ways to, you can stack those that you discard your hand, then draw for your artifacts, then draw more for you doing your combat damage and your curiosity and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, coastal pirate. Well, you don't necessarily want curiosity and such because those are enchantments.
It would fall off.
But you want coastal piracy.
There's another ship that does it.
We're
going to talk about it later.
Yeah, we are going to talk about it later.
What's the mastering? Not intelligence.
There's reconnaissance mission. There's
reconnaissance mission. That's
the one. There's the enchantment glimmer thing. The blue one does that.
Oh there's
a whole load of those effects that you can draw a lot of cards in that deck, and I would say combo.
But, right, I think this is as good as Esker's Chariot. Chrono thinks it's strong A. Joe, but you're going to be the tiebreaker in this.
So, I think it should go in S.
I agree.
Yeah, I've already made my arguments. For those reasons, I think it should go in S.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm willing to be convinced on that.
Okay. Next we have is Parhelion 2. This is a chunky 8 mana 5/5 that has flying, first strike, and vigilance, and whenever it attacks, creates 2 4/4 white angel creature tokens with flying and vigilance that are attacking with crew 4. Now it says all the right words, but it is also 8 mana in the color of the only real way to get this out quickly is to play Smothering Tithe, and everybody will hate you. I mean, there are others, but Smothering Tithe is the consistent one.
Yeah, this is a really good card.
It's strong.
I love how strong this is, and we are going to see it. But it is 8 mana, which pulls it down significantly.
Is white the second best ramp color? I don't know if white is. I mean, you do make a lot of treasures off stuff
these days.
It actually
possibly.
It is. Like there's rituals and things in other colors, but
yeah.
It's got so many catch up and things. They've printed quite a lot of.
It's true. I mean,
like
there's that Taru that just came out whenever.
Yeah, like we're getting a lot. We're getting a lot more catch up ramp.
True.
I think this is. I want to say it's C, but that might.
I think it's more than C, genuinely, because it also has access to token doublers.
It's 8 mana.
It's 8 mana. It is 8 mana, and white.
It's 8 mana, but. I don't think you're playing it without protect. Again, it's another one. I don't think you're playing this without the requisite protection for it. And there are a lot of 1 mana white protection spells that give hexproof these days.
But then what do you do? That sounds like a silly question, but then what? What's your plan with?
I mean, this is
after you've protected it.
This is a fight. I mean, this is an end game.
Yeah,
this is an end game commander.
Just punch in the face with your big first strike. 5/5.
Or you create a huge amount, or you create a whole amount of tokens because you're running all the token doublers. You're running Anointed Procession, Oher Tack, etc.
Yeah,
and you've got enough Crusade effects that you are bolstering.
As a commander, we have better versions of that commander, but if we are rating this based on it being a vehicle commander, I think it is by far better than Dawnsire. I would put it in B, personally.
Yeah, it's better than Dawnsire.
I think I am incorrectly. I think it is incorrect of me to get hung up on this 8 mana, but mostly because I think that you are using the effects that catch you up, like smugglers. What is it? The white, smugglers something.
Yeah.
That way, somebody casts a second spell, you make a treasure. And then you've got Smothering Tithe is obviously the best one. You've got Tarot, Trouble in Pairs, draws cards, doesn't ramp you, does it? Trouble in Pairs is just draw cards, right?
Oh, just draw cards in that.
Yeah. There are things that get you treasures for your opponents doing stuff.
Yeah.
There's Archaeomancer's map that lets you put lands out if your opponent has more than you.
Oh yeah, these are all like white catch-up.
White catch-up things.
Jumper, etc.
They do exist, but
like you say, I think there are just.
I think I can say Cryptic. I can understand Cryptic's thinking of putting on this on A, but if this was between Inspirit and Golden Argosy and this, I feel like this is lower.
I'm inclined to say B. Yeah,
B for me too. Joe,
I'll go with B. It is quite aggressive.
Yeah,
it is very aggressive.
I mean, there are obviously artifact reducers that you are putting in all of these decks anyway. Yeah. But again, it's so televised what you're about to do. Telegraphed. Why am I saying televised? It's so telegraphed what you're about to do. And aside from equipment, I cannot think of any haste enabling in mono white and the crashing drawbridge. So you play this and do nothing, and then it gets removed.
That's what I fear. Again, it's so much investment. Your 8 mana into this, and it being quite important to remove. That playing it again for 10 and 12, it's very quickly going to become impossible to play if it gets removed. And again, I don't really always buy the argument of removal exists where you could just remove it. If it sticks, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah,
it is.
Like, it is a very problematic commander if it sticks, but then so are so many. Yeah,
exactly. Again, that argument goes for so many things that they just died to removal. It's just when you get to do this is 8 mana. That's quite a hard.
Dice removal is such a lazy argument.
Exactly, it is.
Cool. Right.
Yeah.
So
I think the argument about not having haste and that being quite hard to access is a strong one, John. So yeah, B is good.
Okay, I can see you're saying about Dragon being the most popular commander, but it is also not mono-colored, so it has access to ramp.
Yeah, like also Dragon
I think
has,
that's comparing apples and oranges.
Has an ability that works in the command zone, and
yeah, I mean this is all subjective anyway. Like
yeah.
Who's next?
The next one is the RMS Titanic. This is a 3/1 for a legendary vehicle, 7/1 flying and trample. And when it deals combat damage to a player, sacrifice it and create back many treasure tokens. If it had haste, this would be so much better.
I mean, haste isn't hard to get in red.
It's not hard to get, but I just think that is just way better. If it had haste, if you could attack with it, and then you could then make the treasure, and then so you sacrifice it, and then you recast it, cast an extra combat step, and just keep doing that basically. But I think it's bad. A bit like
I don't know.
So I don't know. Right? Okay. So you can. How easy is this to pump? I mean, you have tons of +3/+1 effects for 1 red mana, right?
This is really cute. So, from my perspective, this is very cute. This is. Let me preface this. I don't think that this is very good, but it is very cute. I think the ways that this is going to get used is to do a couple of big hits to get the treasures to ramp out
to something
to ramp
better.
out your actual play.
Yeah, this is Secret Commander in the command zone.
Yeah, and I strongly suspect
sushi.
I strongly suspect this ain't going back to the command zone when it dies. This is going into the graveyard, and then Goblin Welder and all of the artifact recurring effects are going to get used to throw this ship repeatedly at your opponents to get the treasure, and then use that to cast your game winner.
I think this is like C or D, but I think
I was going to say I see the potential that you're talking about. I also think that is very much Magical Christmas Land.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And which makes this just bad. It's a bad card.
I think we're going to see a lot of people trying this, and as I say, it is very cute. But at the end of the day, I would still want like Ancient Copper Dragon in my command zone rather than this. Yeah. But I do think it's D, but my heart wants to say C. It's
I mean, it is definitely worse than Grand.
I think it's a D. I think this is D.
Yeah, I agree, but
it's not as bad as.
I think it being monocolored makes it better than Bessie.
Yeah, you have
actually,
access to more color.
I would put this on the same rank as Grand. If we're giving Grand a C, which I'm now actually thinking again about.
Yeah, I think also thinking about a bit, but
that it shouldn't be a C, it should be a D.
Yeah,
that's fair. I think that's okay.
I think that this is equal to Grand.
I think we put Titanic in D and move Grand down. Sorry.
Yep.
You're sinking down with the Titanic. Grand.
Yeah, I agree. But next
Grand
is
tier.
an actually good card because it was also designed for Commander. Shurakai, Genesis Engine.
Yes, I think.
We'll talk about it still because that's what he to do. But this is 2 in Azorius for an 8/8 legendary artifact vehicle. And we can tap 1 and tap it to draw 2 cards, then discard a card, create a 1/1 colors pilot creature token that can crew vehicles as though its power was 2 greater. And then, I mean, it's still a vehicle chrono, cryptic. It's S. I don't think we need to say any. It's just blue-white draw
It can churn through your deck. There are definitely no ways to untap it and then draw 2 more cards and discard a card and make pilots. And there's definitely no ways to keep tapping it and do that.
The crew cost is irrelevant on this card because you are never crewing this.
No, you're not, are you?
Unless you absolutely need to finish the game.
And then it's an 8/8, yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool, proven, great card. I think he even had some CDH lists maybe at one point.
I wouldn't be surprised, but
because it churns through your deck. It makes tokens.
I think that's all we need. It has access to token doubling if we really wanted to go like that as well. I think,
and you can also just play it as a regular vehicle commander. Like it's pretty neat. It makes those pilots.
Yeah. I think that's all we need to say about that. Next one is Sky Sovereign Console Flagship. This is a 5-mana legendary artifact vehicle. That's a 6/5 flying. Whenever Sky Sovereign Console Flagship enters the battlefield or attacks, it deals... I've got a pixel on my screen that does not say what that number is.
3
damage to target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls.
How highly do you rate Lightning Bolt in your command zone?
I rate this slightly lower than dealing 100 damage, because that's exactly what this is. It's worse than Dawnsire.
3 is less than 100, and I agree with putting it in C.
That's where I think
it's also 5 mana and it's colorless.
It's exactly the same cost as Dawnsire. It does attack earlier, technically.
Yeah.
But you have to keep crewing it every turn, whereas Dawnsire stations.
Yeah.
But also, the Dawnsire's ability is a static ability once it is stationed at a very cheap.
Yeah.
But yeah. I've heard a lot of buzz about people being very enthusiastic about this, and I don't know why. Like genuinely, unless you are doing something very stupid with it.
I guess a 6/5. I guess the thing that you're doing with this is it's a 6/5 in. I know we joke and say that green is the best ramp colors, but because you are colorless and it is generic mana, your artifacts that you are just getting into are just going to be very easily to get this out quickly. You can then attack and then use things like Conjurer's Closet to get another ETB and reset it. But
the
is
colorless,
that good?
No. The colorless aspect here really pulls against it. Yes, okay, sure, you've got a lightning bolt every time you attack, but sure, at that point, do you really need that when it's flying? Yes, you can take out ground creatures, which again in colorless, not so easy to do. Like I will give it that you are getting this effect in colorless, so it does open an option. It does give you a little bit more option there. I still prefer this in the 99 of a colorless deck. If you are going to do it, and if you have got if you really want this sort of thing in your command zone, play Dracasetha. Run the red dragon that will deal 7 damage across three attack triggers.
I think
10 damage against.
I think like Dawnsire, Grond, and Titanic, you are building this because you're trying to build something tricky to play.
Yes,
that you are deliberately.
And I give you full credit for that. And I will be happy to see this across the table from me. And enjoy it. Well, yeah, because it isn't Dracasetha.
I like that point. This is just a strictly worse Dracasetha, and that's okay if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, right. Our next one is another commander. This is 2 blue and red for a 5/5 legendary artifact vehicle. I didn't say the name. It's a belligerent, and when it attacks, create a treasure token, and until end of turn, you may look at the top card of your library anytime, and you may play lands and cast spells from the top of your library. Proofread.
My boys, Malcolm and Breaches, they're on there.
Yeah, they are on there.
I mean, it is Admiral Brass's ship.
Isn't that the Indomitable?
Oh no, that isn't it?
This is the one from.
This is Lannery Storm's.
Oh, this is Lannery Storm's ship. Yeah, sorry.
But I think this is. I think this is good. I don't think it's as good as Jackdaw.
I think it's fine.
It's fine is how I would describe. Oh, it's Vraska's ship.
Oh, right. Okay.
Cool.
Sorry. Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I should have remembered that.
I think creating a treasure token is nice. I think the ability to look at the top card of your library and cast spells and play lands is nice. I think the fact that you are not limited to just casting one spell is nice.
By the way, I think Parhelion's better than Heart of Kiran.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And I also think this is worse than Parhelion, but I'm not sure if it's worse than Heart of Kiran.
Yeah, I'd say that's true.
Yeah, this is a B. I think that this is a perfectly... I think that this is a perfectly fine and decent commander. I think I cannot think of a commander that does something similar in Izzet.
No, you're looking at Elshire of the Infinite, which is Jeskai. I think that's probably the closest. Top deck stuff.
Maybe Melek. There is Melek.
I forgot about Melek.
But Melek is 6, so
yeah.
And that's limited to instants and sorcery. So
yeah, and also because I might be misremembering a card, but I'm sure there is a red card that isn't Prosper that cares about casting things that are from not your hand. Or am I thinking from exile?
There's a bunch of those.
But yeah,
now.
Which is great in this. Also, it is aligned to the Sensei's Divining Top and if a Flux.
Why, John? Why do you have to bring that into?
It's Mystic Forge in the command zone, which is kind of good.
Yeah.
I think this is a B.
I think this is a B, but I think it's a low B.
I think it's mid. I think it's better than Heart of Kiran. I think it's mid.
I'm increasingly less certain about Heart of Kiran being B at all.
We put it there simply for its uniqueness because it gives you access to planeswalkers in colorless.
I'd say we put it there.
That's why.
Yeah, we put it there because it opens an archetype that we don't currently have.
Which is
I don't necessarily think the belligerent does that,
no.
but I think it is a decent enough option.
It's definitely a playable, functional commander.
Yeah. I think it's better than Heart, but not so good as Parhelion.
Yeah,
that's where I'd put that. We're in agreement.
Yep.
Hooray!
Yep.
The next one is we're getting down these. The Falcon Airship Restored. This is a 4/3 legendary artifact for 2 and a black. For flying, whenever the Falcon deals combat damage to a player, you may sacrifice it. When you do, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. For 4 and black, we can return this card from our graveyard to the battlefield tapped, and it has Crew 2. There's a lot going on here.
So it swaps place with a creature in your graveyard.
Once it's dealt combat damage.
Does combat damage, yeah. And then itself can
come back for 5 mana.
So, in mono black as commander,
I mean, it's mono black.
Reanimator is obviously an archetype.
Yeah.
It is proven. You can do that if you want.
I feel like I'm incorrect on my first take on this. I'm thinking 5 mana is a lot to get this back. It's probably not actually that much, especially in mono black, where you can essentially you're paying life for creatures. Yeah, it's his first command attacks, right?
It's the first command attacks. You may as well just never send it to the command zone.
Yeah, I think this is pretty good actually. I'm trying to think if there's a way. If there's any...
Cryptic says it's instant speed as well, that ability.
That's true. It is instant
it's
speed.
Not your cast.
And I'm trying to think if there's a way... I know there's instants that let you sacrifice a creature and generate black mana for a creature's power. But I can't think of an enchantment that lets you do that. And I'd like to do that more than just... Or if there's a creature that comes in with 2 other tokens, like there's Woe Strider that comes in with 1, and you could potentially reduce the cost of it that way by sacrificing it to Phyrexian Altar and the like.
Remember, I don't think you're playing this on curve.
No, you're not.
I think this is a mid-game commander.
That
will hopefully look to take over as the game goes on. Yeah, 5 mana at instant speed. This is a lot stronger than it looks.
It is. Yeah.
It doesn't take too much imagination to think of stuff that you might want to put in your graveyard and reanimate with this in mono black. Quite strong.
I think Cryptic's right. We are playing this on curve because it is 3 mana. There is a world where we play this on turn 2 and do nothing with it, then crew it and also mill something into the graveyard, with an Entomb that we want to get back to get something really impactful out turn 3.
Or
Razaketh.
Hoarding Broodlord or something.
Or Hoarding Broodlord, yeah. I think
I can see that line. I just feel that is almost that is kind of magical Christmas land, though. I know a lot of the lines when you are talking about these things, kind of rely on you having very specific cards in your hand on curve.
But there's quite a lot of Entomb effects, though. It's not just
loads.
1 mana Entomb. There's a lot of different
Buried Alive.
Oh no, I
can play on turn 4 or whatever after you've played this.
I agree, but I think
Cabal
the average...
Ritual, Dark Ritual. There's Darkness Crystal. There is.
I feel the average though on this is that you don't have something decent in the bin until about turn 4 or turn 5.
You would still,
but maybe I'm thinking about the wrong bracket.
It has no haste, and you are trying to get it to attack the next turn.
I think this goes a good bracket 4 potentially.
I think you can build it that way.
It wouldn't be CEDH. They are way better.
No, I think mainly because the way I think about things is I'm usually building at bracket 2.
I think bracket 2, this, like you say, is actually slower.
Yes.
Definitely slower. Purely because it's mono black as well. It just limits what you've got access to.
Then again, you're not putting necro lines in this, which is kind of good, and that is one of the things that will be pushing it into bracket 4. But your tutors are not tutors to hand either; they're tutors to the bin, because that's where you want them. You do want stuff that you want. I forgot the name of the card, but it's you pay 2 life surveil 1. You want that in this.
What, Doom Whisperer?
Doom Whisperer, that's it. Because you are just getting stuff to the bin.
Oh yeah, you put in so much of this. You put in a lot of the surveil stuff. And so I think the ceiling is really high on this.
I'd be so close to maybe put this in A. I think it's better than.
I think this is an A. I think this is an A commander.
Sure.
I think that is by some margin better than Parhelion 2.
Oh, very definitely.
I think it's better than Golden Argosy. Is it better than In Spirit? Probably. I think it's right there, because I think only by dint of the fact that In Spirit is Jeskai, it's got a slightly higher ceiling than Falcon in terms of versatility in terms of what you're doing, because the Falcon you're only really building along one line, so in that respect it is a one-dimensional commander. You are building it along a very specific line, and to do very specifically. Obviously, what you do and what you reanimate is where the deck variation and how cute do you want to get with your reanimation targets? I think this is easily A. I know Cryptic, you think Parhelion 2 is A, but I think this is better than Parhelion 2 personally. I think this is more resilient. I think this is
a lot easier to cast. It's a lot. I think there's a lot more. I think there's a lot more you do with this than Parhelion 2.
I agree there. Okay, cool. Next up we have the Indomitable. This is a 2/2 blue for a 6/6 trample legendary artifact vehicle. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Crew 3, and you may cast the Indomitable from your graveyard as long as you control 3 or more tapped pirates and or vehicles. This is so good.
This is mastership. Yeah, this is A.
Easily. Whenever any creature deals combat damage, you don't even have to crew this thing. You just put loads of those unblockable things in the deck, and just right. I think this is A. This is so good.
Genuinely, I could see. Obviously, you've got you have it for a Flyers deck or such. I would actually like to see a mono blue ninjas deck.
That'd be sick. Yeah,
with this. Because I think that this could, because most of the time when you're playing ninjas, you're playing blue-black.
The mono blue ninjas is. I think most of the good ones are blue as well. Thinking about it, aren't they? Because you got loads of good ones from Kamigawa Neon Dynasty.
We got some decent ones, but like Ninja of the D-Power, there's a couple which do exactly the same thing.
I think, and also we are a little bit biased on this.
I know it's a flavor fail, but that's what I would want to see. That's why I think that this encourages. I don't think that this actually encourages a pirates build. Weirdly,
there are plenty of flying pirates. There are so many flying pirates that I think are good enough.
And it's
to
great.
Get evasion,
but I don't think that this encourages that.
But also, let's just talk about that. If you are doing pirates and vehicles, this gets around command attack stuff, because this will get removed because it's a card draw. And it's 6/6 crew 3, which is great, and so it will get removed.
I think is relevant in this case. I know we've talked about the other ones before, because that was all they had was a 5/5 with trample, whereas this does so much more. That it being a 6/6 with trample, it's also going to hit face.
And so casting it from your graveyard, you get around command attacks.
Yeah.
Because blue's big beaters often come at much higher mana values and with drawbacks.
Yep, A for me.
Yeah, A
also,
for me too.
Blue creature with trample, yes, A easily.
Yeah. Oh, is it better than Falcon or not?
No.
No, I think it's on
it's
par.
smoother, it's more consistent, but it's got a much lower ceiling than
like
top off.
It has the fact that it is mono blue that is going against it, but
yeah.
Chrono Cryptic says, Chrono, you can't claim yourself to be the typal guy at the top of the you put ninjas on the Indomitable, but I thought you said you was the theme guy, not the typal guy.
I play a lot of typal guys.
I think the Pirates is quite a strong theme, so.
And I think, like, I'm also trying to be broader about my analyses. Which I think, like, you put a bunch of the 1 mana, 2 mana hexproof unblockable things in there, and you go to town. Whether or not you've got card draw payoffs for it, we are starting to get more of those. But card draw for the sake of card draw.
Oh yeah,
I think you have to, because a lot of the creatures are going to be actually attacking with a 1 or 2 power. Probably you're not in it for the combat damage.
No.
Cryptic did remind me about the Master Nexus thing, but that also does remind me, Master Nexus and Arcane Adaptation do go in this deck also, and that means that everything is a pirate, which is.
I mean, but like, but you put the Master Nexus, Arcane Adaptation, Leyline of Transformation.
Yeah.
You probably don't run Xenograph these days because it is too expensive. But like,
what's next, and I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah, you run like distant melody. I mean, again, any blue typal would kind of want this.
Yeah, I think it's great. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this.
Invisible Stalker deck, which is what my Veiler deck was initially built around, basically. Yeah.
Okay. So moving on, we are on to the last ride. This is a 1 mana black commander for 13/13. The last ride gets -X/-SX, where X is your life total. We can pay 2 mana and black and pay 2 life to draw a card, and it has crew 2.
C.
Yeah, I mean,
this is so dumb.
The only reason it gets a C is because it's got draw a card on it.
Right?
It's D. Otherwise.
You have to get to 26 life for it to be a 1/1.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, okay. So, what are we doing with this deck? Really, it has
no. You. What do you mean you have to get 26 life for it to be a 1/1?
But it gets -X/-X, where X is your life total. So you want to get to 26 so that it's not getting negative 13.
If you're 26, it gets -26, John. You need to be 12 for it.
Oh, you do? Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
I mean,
like,
I put the word starting life total in there.
It's Death Shadow.
Yeah, if you have 1 life, this is a 12/12.
Yes.
That's the best it can be, is a 12/12. And you have 1, which is quite precarious.
It is greed in the command zone for 1 mana, but when are you casting it?
Yeah.
You're not casting it till... Okay.
No,
if you are doing
by the time you cast this and it's an actual creature, you can die to a fart in the wind.
Yeah, I agree that it doesn't need to be a creature. You're never going to crew it. You can play it on turn 1.
Oh, that's true. You aren't crewing it. It only cares about the X thing.
That's true.
It's only going to die when it's a creature. Just don't crew it.
That's true. And I'd actually not pass that.
Oh, God, sorry, I forgot. Yeah, Cryptic. Sorry, I apologize.
Yeah. And you've got the pay 2 life right there as well.
Oh, actually, you know what? I think I completely misunderstood this card.
Yeah, I think me and Chrono did the same thing.
Because the other thing that this reminds me of is Arguel's Last Fast.
Yeah.
Which is a card I do play a lot of.
So you are...
I don't think it's interesting.
It's not interesting, but it is just like it's a worse Villis, kind of.
I don't know. It's very different. That's a hard comparison. It is basically
Villis goes in this deck.
It's a repeatable card draw where you can pay mana and life, which is typically the black thing in your command zone. I think that's valuable. It's not interesting, but it's definitely got potential.
Yeah.
And there are many times when you want to be paying that life in black.
Yeah,
I think
you do.
I think this 1313 is a complete trap. You're never.
Yeah, sorry, no. You ignore
trap.
all of that. You actually ignore all of that.
You just This is a, like Cryptic said, greed in the command zone, and that is actually all its function is.
But I think that's good. I think that's itself is like, I don't know.
God, you're right.
Ability, maybe. That's good. It's really strong. For 1 mana, 1 black, you're playing this consistently. If it gets removed, which no one's going to do because look at it. It's still
no. I mean, I think it will. I think people will if you cast this on turn 1.
I suppose there's nothing else to remove. They're going to remove this.
Yeah, folks are going to remove this because it's going to do. It does the same sort of. It draws the same amount of ire as something like Phyrexian Arena.
Yeah, and I don't even know if playing this on turn 1 is the right thing to do, even though you can, because its ability costs 3 mana.
Oh, yeah, so you can activate
it. Unless you're doing something else, you are playing this on turn 1.
And having
it sit there.
I think you play this every game on turn 1.
And you draw, and it draws the first piece of artifact removal, because it does the same. It is the same thing, or people are going to look at it and think it's the same thing as Phyrexian Arena.
The thing is, you're never going a card down because this is from the command zone, and it draws you cards back. I don't really think you care if this gets removed.
No,
because it means that they've used their artifact removal on this and not something else.
Yeah,
and I think then you're playing a mono black deck with whatever you want, whatever your mono black strategy is.
I mean, the thing as well with like this year, I mean, it's a bit boring, but you put Shieldred in this, and you sort of just then have to work out how to get the 3 mana to draw a card, which is great.
I mean, you're definitely not selling me here, Cryptic, because this is the ultimate mono black control commander. I can see that, but that sounds horrendously boring.
So I think
I like control. Don't get me wrong, I like control.
I genuinely think this could be A. Now that I've actually read the card properly,
it's A. Actually, now that we're reading this properly.
From
I was saying it's better than the belligerents.
Yes.
Begrudgingly, yes.
Begrudgingly, yes, because it is cheaper.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Right, okay.
Because
see if we can get through the rest of this podcast without embarrassing ourselves, Kronos.
Yeah.
Is it better than Falcon then? Potentially,
again, I think
right?
the Sea Falcon is higher. Big swings. This is it's obviously a lot more consistent. It's just quadra.
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it is better.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm being silly. You're not going to get the pop-off situation with Falcon that often. Whereas this will always do the same thing, which is draw your cards.
Yeah. Cool. Right. Our next card is the Lunar Whale. This is a 3 and a blue for a 3/5 legendary artifact vehicle that every time I've looked at it, I've forgotten it's a vehicle because it's called the Lunar Whale. It's flying, and you may look at the top card of your library at any time. And as long as the Lunar Whale attacks this turn, you may play the top card of your library, Crew 1. This is very similar to a card we've already seen.
Yeah.
In mono blue.
Yeah.
No, this is. I mean,
I don't. This doesn't do it for me.
It's similar to the belligerent.
It's similar to the belligerent, although it is letting us look at our top card at any time, which means we can work out if it's actually worth an attack. It also has flying, so it's easy to get in,
and it doesn't have to connect.
It doesn't also have to connect.
It's decent stats on a Crew 1. But again, it's fine.
It's fine.
I think if we put the belligerent at B, we put this at B as well.
I also agree. I do not think it's better than the belligerent. I think it is at best on par, maybe slightly worse.
I don't find it particularly interesting, but it is reasonable.
Yeah.
It's 4 mana. I think from a lot of the other things we've seen being vehicles, then that's quite a high cost.
I mean, I say I put it on par with the Belligerent, which is also 4 mana, which is a 4 mana 5/5.
Yeah, and this has flying.
Yeah, this has flying and crew 1.
So it's very easy to attack with, whereas the Belligerent has nothing, but it does create a treasure token.
Unlike a bunch of the commanders, this isn't getting removed at the first shot.
I like this less than Heart of Kiran. The only thing that it's got is that it's got a colour, I feel. I don't know. It's fine there. B is probably where
I think it is better than Heart of Kiran. Again, the only reason that we like Heart of Kiran at B is because it's colourless planeswalkers.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's at least interesting. This
is boring, but it is strong. I
don't know. I hesitate to say strong, but it's capable.
Okay. Strong is a strong word.
It's capable. It's capable and reasonable in a color where monocolor commanders are either like
it is a form of card advantage.
There aren't that many decent mid-range options in mono blue.
It is a worse reality chip, like Cryptic said. It is worse.
I don't think reality chip's that good.
And reality chip isn't great, but this is we're rating this on other vehicles, not other commanders.
Yeah.
I would be tempted to put this at the top of C, but I'm okay with it being in B.
Well, we are rating it across the other vehicle commanders, not other commanders in general. Otherwise, these would all be...
Yeah, I mean, most of these are not competing with regular commanders.
So, I think... Is it better than Heart of Kiran? I think is at least on par with the Belligerent and the Heart of Kiran, I think. I will put it beneath Heart of Kiran. And then...
I'm considering B as decks that are perfectly serviceable to play.
Yeah. This is just another way to do Sensei's Divining top lines, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're blue doing blue things, or you're blue doing a reasonable mid-range commander.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's fine. Low B, I think. Right, next up we have the Prima Vista. I think we're going to have another low B here. This is maybe actually less. This is 4 and a blue for a 5/3 with flying. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if it has 4 mana was spent to cast it, the Prima Vista becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. And it's got D. This is just lame.
There is nothing interesting or useful about this.
No.
It's a card.
It doesn't even care that you are reducing mana value. You have to spend 4 mana to do it. It basically, you may as well just say tap 4 mana, it becomes a creature.
Yeah. It's a 5 mana 5/3. Yes, it's an uncommon. It might have Pauper, but I think there are better mono blue Pauper commanders than this.
Is this better than or worse than Grond? I think it's better than Bessie and the other one.
Adrestia, it's worse. It's worse than Grond. At least Grond has something interesting about it. This doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, I am disappointed that it's that sort of so this doesn't even fit thematically, does it? Because this is the airship from the start of Final Fantasy IX, and it has nothing to do with like pirates or stealing, or which is what you are doing. You are kidnapping the princess on the Prima Vista.
Yeah, I don't get the.
I don't get the 4 mana thing on this. It's bad.
It's a bad card.
Right. Okay. Next,
who's the princess? Because I don't know the Final Fantasy games.
Princess Garnet.
How much does Princess Garnet cost in game?
Green and a white.
Oh, right. Okay.
Zidane is red and a white.
Right.
So don't go in here. It doesn't make sense at all. Right, our next one is the Pridwen Steel Flagship. This is a 6/6 flying legendary artifact vehicle for 4 and 2 white. Whenever another non-token artifact enters the battlefield under your control, create a 2/2 white human knight creature token with this creature gains +2/+2 as long as an artifact entered the battlefield under your control this turn, and it's got crew 2. That's a lot of words.
It's a lot of words, many of which are relevant in white.
Yeah.
This has a lot of applications. Yes, it's 6 mana, but as we've talked about for 6 mana... okay, fine. Cryptic, write that, because for me, this is a B.
Yeah, engagement baiting, for sure. But
this is a B because it does things. It is cheaper than Parhelion. It does things which are slightly it's easier than Parhelion.
But Parhelion is making better creatures. I mean, these are 4/4s as long as an artifact entered the battlefield under your control.
Which again in white is not difficult.
It isn't difficult, but it is 2 mana cheaper, which isn't relevant. It's easier to crew. I'm gonna
it's a 2 crew 6/6,
and you don't even have to crew this to get the effects.
And it has a static ability that is not irrelevant, or that is easy to accommodate.
The Parhelion you have to attack with. It is much bigger and it has much better keywords, but you have to crew 4 and you have to attack with it, which means you are casting it, doing nothing, then attacking.
This can do things. This can do something.
The angels do come in attacking as well. That's kind of.
And this, you've got the option of keeping the knight back. This does something the turn it comes in.
Yeah.
Or this can do something the turn it comes in.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think if there's any way to loop artifacts at instant speed, because this is a way that you could... Like, obviously, you can do this in blue fairly easily. What does Cloudstone Curio say?
It's whenever a non-artifact enters.
I thought it was non-artifacts.
Return a permanent of a different type.
But you can do. There's that.
Shares a type. Sorry, opposite of what I said.
Yeah.
What's the other one? The key. Not Cloudstone Curio. The key which says, or is that a mana reducer? Oh, that might just
Key
be a
to
mana
the city
reducer.
is a thing that makes things unlockable. It's not that.
There's one which is choose a creature type or choose a card type.
Key.
Cloud Key.
Cloud Key, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's just a mana reducer.
I don't think there is anything in mono white yet, or colorless really. But there are ways to blink artifacts in mono white, especially if they are artifact creatures.
Yeah.
That just makes it very easy. What I really want to do is do a line with White Mane Lion. I suppose though, actually, there is a line. It's a bit janky, but you play Maskwood Nexus and then White Mane Lion, and then just keep playing White Mane Lion. So when it enters, you return it to its owner's hand. So you can, so long as you've got mana, you can make that many knights.
Yeah, but why?
You need the mana.
Why Maskwood Nexus?
Why would Maskwood Nexus?
I thought I said Mycosynth Lattice.
Oh, Mycosynth Lattice. Again.
I see. You still require mana to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's good. I said it was bad, but it is a thing you can do. I think it's B. I think it's a good
I think this is a B.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I guess.
I think it is a B. I think it is better than the Belligerent because it is at least doing.
Yeah, and especially because it's got relevant. It gives relevant creature types because Night Type is an established
Yeah, and we've got like things like Dion, who cares about knights as well, which can.
But also
work in
human. Also, it's not just their knights; they are also humans as well. So you've got all the humans.
Yeah.
You've got human synergies that you can play off.
Yeah, and they are 2/2s when they
Yep.
enter, so you can get this to trigger with welcoming vampire to draw cards because they have
Any of
2/2s
the
when they enter. Then they get
Mentor of the Meek. All of those trigger with these.
Yeah.
I raise a petition for the whale to be put into C tier.
The whale to be put into C tier.
If these are Bs, I think the whale is C. I just don't think the whale's that good.
Okay.
And I think these are definitely better than the whale.
But do you think that? But then, do you think the belligerent should go into C tier?
I think it being dual coloured does give it access to a bit more.
Yeah, it has 2 colours, and I think it's an attack trigger, so it doesn't need to connect. And you can look at the top card and play spells and cast.
Okay, I'm sold.
I think belligerent has a higher upside. I think the whale is just static.
Whale is worse than Sky Sovereign, I think, on that basis.
It's got colour, which makes it better, surely, because you've got at least access to counter magic and draw spells. Surely, by the premise of it being in the colour of Rhystic Study, it makes it better. Just on that alone.
It's just so boring.
It's boring. That's not what we're saying. It's boring.
Yeah.
But Sky Sovereign is boring, but at least you can draw cards with
this. Sky Sovereign by dint of being colourless is more limited.
Sky Sovereign's got 6 power, which I think is actually relevant in this case. It's twice as much. Don't know. I think it's one of those. I think the blade
is 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Thing is better than both of them. The big potentially do 20 damage to you, or 100 damage, or whatever. What's it called? Dawnsire. I think that's better than both.
Yeah, okay. Right. Next, we have the Regalia. This is a 4-mana colourless legendary artifact vehicle with haste. And whenever the Regalia attacks, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a land card. Put that card onto the battlefield tapped, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Crew 1. That's a lot of words. It attacks immediately, which I do like.
Yeah.
But there are many colourless landfalls payoffs.
I don't think you're doing this for landfall. Not landfall. I think you're not doing it for ramp either, because honestly, colourless ramp is quite easy.
You're looking for the good utility. I mean, you're looking for the good utility
lands.
Yeah, you're doing this to get lands, specific-ish lands.
Are you doing this for like Dark Depth combo?
Maybe,
that's too inconsistent.
Yeah, because it's the first land that you get to, right?
Yeah,
and you can be a little bit stingy on the land count in this, I think, because it's generic.
I think
you can have higher artifact count than land count, I think, and it'd be fine. It will be functional.
I think it's quite dull.
I think it's dull. I mean, again,
I think it's better than Titanic. So I think it's
I think this is C. I think this is perfectly serviceable if you want to do something like this.
Yeah, I'm just not really sure what the payoff is with it.
Yeah, but a 4/4 for haste with crew 1
is good. Yeah, especially because you are not casting this on turn 4. You are casting this sooner because your artifacts are paying for it fairly quickly.
I also think this lives very solidly in bracket 2 kind of.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
It's for fun because you want the boys in the car. It will get you lands, which is consistent. That's nice. Like you say, it's got haste. It will always be.
It's colorless. It's colorless ramp, if nothing else.
I think it's probably actually the best C we've got at the minute.
Yeah, probably.
I still would argue that Dawnsire has more wow factor.
Yeah, Dawnsire definitely has the wow factor over
style,
this.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
For me, this is the C version of the Indomitable. Indomitable's just way better. It's consistent. It does the thing. But that's it.
Yeah.
It's never going to win you the game off its effect.
Okay.
Yeah.
we have our last spaceship. This is the Cyrema. I am doing really well with these pronunciations tonight. This is a legendary artifact spacecraft, my god, for 1 and 2 whites. And when it enters battlefield, we can search our library for a legendary creature card, put it into our hand, and we station it for 7, and it becomes a 5/5 flyer, and other tapped legendary creatures you control have indestructible. This is mono white legendary stuff, and legendary stuff is a good archetype in general.
Yeah,
legendary creatures tend to be strong.
And mono white has a lot of historic and legendary payoffs.
Yeah.
This is a reasonable archetype in white. It's 3 mana. You can get it to. I think this is decent. I think that this is a B.
I agree.
I have a problem with it. The last line of text has the word tapped in it, so it doesn't really make your legendary creatures indestructible. They're only indestructible when they're tapped.
When they're attacking.
Oh yeah,
basically when they're attacking, and then when they untap,
you want this for an aggro.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not a defensive ability. It doesn't help really.
No,
it's an aggressive ability. So
and
really,
I like
the
that.
big effect is the tutor to start with.
I'm
not saying that's a bad thing. It's just
you put in things like
Odric
in this deck. You put in Thalia in this deck. Just good attackers, basically, aren't you? That's
exactly. So you need to find something that you want to tutor with it, which presumably is quite a few.
I mean, there's a lot that you could get with this. If you want in something that is card draw, you could get VNAT. If you wanted ramp, you could get Taru. Mispronounced.
Yeah,
it. But if you wanted
Taru.
Yeah, and if you wanted indestructibility, you get Avacyn.
Is there a mono white Adamthegathering combo? I cannot remember.
There are
there's not a mono white one.
Mono white.
I know they normally like revolve around Animate Dead or whatever, don't they?
No.
Yeah, exactly. As Chris said, it is a toolbox tutor in your command zone.
And a 3 mana tutor in the command zone is actually pretty good.
Yeah, you cannot underestimate you cannot
If I told you, Joe, you could have idyllic tutor in the command zone.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's really good. Like, say you could fish up Heliod with this.
Yeah.
You can't get Walking Ballista, but
but that's part.
But you're in white, you can definitely get Walking Ballista. Tutor an artifact.
I genuinely think that this is an A.
Yeah, I think it is an A. Easily an A. This might even be better than. It's definitely better than Falcon. Is it better than the Last Ride? Is it?
I think not, because it's narrower.
Yeah.
You have to be tuning up a legendary.
Thalia is a good shout in this deck.
Yeah.
Thalia, excellent. Yeah. There's quite a lot of things you can tune up with this, like you say, but the Last Ride is just any black.
Yeah.
Strategy.
Yeah.
At least this is narrowed down to legendaries only.
Yeah. I think that it's just too my one drawback.
Oh yeah, Alice Norn as well is sick in this deck.
Yeah.
This is just good. This is
there is
just the hand, so you have to play the thing.
I mean you do, but that's not.
I don't think that matters.
It doesn't matter.
No, it's just
right. Okay, and then so actually, I would put this as better than the Last Ride, because I think a tutor is better than having to draw a card and hope to get the thing that you're after. Tutoring the exact legendary creature that you need is better, because you can put Adamthegathering in this, and then you can exile it underneath and get it back if you need to. Like, you can do that. You can. There's some that have got flash that do the same thing. I think this is just good. Tashar, like Nick said.
Thank you. Tashar was the one I was thinking. Tashar was exactly the card I was thinking.
I think a massive combo engine.
I think a tutor always outweighs card draw, and this being in a command zone is just
specific. Excellent. Yeah, I would agree with that. My one problem with this is a flavor one, because if it is in your command zone, you can't go and get Sammy
No, you can't.
Because you can't run Sammy in this deck. Or Tanuk.
Yeah. But I think that is a buys. Yeah, easily our best A. Right,
Just one thing is specifically legendary creatures as well. So
legendary creatures, not
planeswalkers
planeswalkers. No, legendary creatures.
I
only.
don't think that matters.
Well, no,
but
there's quite a lot of other legendary things that you might want to go and fish up, but it has to be a creature.
Yeah.
So again, it's even more restrictions, but like you said, I think that gives it a higher ceiling even than the.
I think this is just I mean, I forgot the name of it. I'm so bad at it sometimes, but it was in Bloomborough, and it's a mono white creature that when it enters, you make stuff or draw cards if your opponents have more cards.
Beza the Boundless Spray.
Yeah, that's really good in this as well.
I think you're right. I think we'll see that as a commander. I think we'll see decks based around Sarima.
Yeah, I think this is really cool. Right, our next card, and it's our last coloured vehicle, is Valor's Flagship. This is a 4 and 3 white mana legendary artifact. That is a 7/7, and it has flying, first strike, and Chrono's favorite word, lifelink. Crew free, cycling, which isn't relevant for this discussion, but if you do somehow get this into your hand, you can cycle it for X, 2, and white. When you cycle this card, create X 1/1 colorless pilot creature tokens with this token saddles mount or cruise vehicles as its power of 2 greater. Yeah, this isn't great. Is it? It's really. I mean, you can get this to your hand, but you wouldn't want to.
In my heart of hearts, I want to say C, but it's a D.
It's a D. It is just a D.
I don't see why. I do not see any reason why you are playing this card in your command zone.
Yeah, like Cryptic has just said, the strongest part of the card is the cycling because you are making a bunch of pilots.
Yep.
And it being in the command zone is like goes against that. D.
Play it in
it's worse than Grant.
Like at the moment, I'm even struggling to find a place for this in my vehicles deck. As much as it's got so many keywords I like,
yeah,
I am struggling to find a place for this in my vehicles deck. It's does it go in? Does it go out? Like at the moment, it's on the cutting floor.
Yeah.
Yep. But
I hate this one.
The 3 white pips are very much the death knell of this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, even if like they wanted to make this 7 mana, if it was 6 and 1, it would have been better. It is a Grease fan card. You're right, but as a commander, it is bad. I think Grease fan does want this because you're not paying the mana.
Yeah, but again, you don't want. I don't think, but you don't want this in the command zone. You want this in the 99.
Yeah, it's better.
We are.
The 4 is a 3-shot commander, damage commander.
I think that's.
I guess
also
that's true. Yeah,
7 is the threshold where it becomes a 3-shot over 6 being 4.
Yeah, I mean it is a beater if you get it out and you can crew it. It is only crew free. It is a big old beater.
Yeah,
but right,
just a mono white aggro deck would loves this in the 99. I don't think it wants it in the command zone.
Yeah. Right. We have got 2 left. Can you guess what they are? We've got Weatherlight, which is a 4 mana generic colorless artifact vehicle, 4/5 flying. Whenever Weatherlight deals combat damage to a player, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a historic card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order, crew free. Right, I think colorless historic stuff is not difficult to do.
I mean, you're playing artifacts.
You're playing artifacts.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to... I think the top 5 is a lot as well. Crew free isn't that much. I think I want to hate it because I don't like it in anything else. But if
it is so generic. It is
so generic.
So generic.
I want to hate this, but I can't deny that it is. And I'm going to say something that's going to upset Cryptic. It is actually better than Parhelion 2, I think. Because it actually does something sooner. And you can have quite a lot of impactful historic stuff.
Yeah.
Summon Bahamut is a historic permanent.
I mean, you're not. I mean,
Meteor Golem is.
You're not lacking targets in this deck. So the question is, what are you doing with
you're just putting colorless good stuff in this deck, because that is what it is. So you're putting portal to
and that's why, like, I will be interested if people put a theme around this. If it is just colorless good stuff, this is so boring, but it is still strong. Like, there is no doubt about that.
I think the text is better than Inspirit, but I think the fact that that is 3 colors makes that better than Weatherlight. So I think this is low.
I think this is a low A.
Yeah. I don't know, but actually, if I'm honest,
it's a low A or a high B.
There are tons of colorless reduction for artifacts that are historic. That again, the thing that we are saying that is good about for Jeskai ones is that or the Izzet ones is that you are doing the Sensei Divining top line, and this can find you those pieces easily, or get you things to reduce it easily. I think this is better than you think
if you're looking
the way that you make sure that you don't.
Then
and you get legendary lands that you can hit if you need it. I think this is better. I think this is better than Inspirit.
Basically, draw a card. Obviously, you're looking at top 5.
Yeah, I think this is actually quite good. You can get at the low end. You are getting creatures like the Worm Coil Engine or Triplicate Titan. Into your hand.
Like there is no shortage of good things to find.
There isn't.
That's why I say this is your again. It's not quite a tutor, but it is card selection in the command zone,
which is great. And the fact that it deals combat damage, we can't glaze over that.
I mean, it's a 4/5 flyer. Admittedly,
it's gonna hit. It's a flyer.
I mean, it doesn't have evasion other than that, so it's relatively easy to get cheap blocker.
You would have to put.
You are swinging in each time with it.
You can normally expect a flyer to get through on someone.
Yeah.
I think three other players. Yeah. Usually, it can hit someone if you need.
Yeah. I think this is I think it's better than the Indomitable.
Yeah, I mean, as Cryptic said, people undervalue flyers.
Yeah. I think it's better than... Is it better than... Yeah, well, actually, is it better than the Indomitable? Because at least with that, you are drawing cards equal to the number of creatures that have hit, and you can make a lot of them unblockable, which is essentially at least looking at 5 cards in most
I think
points.
As a build around, you can make the Indomitable better. This is only ever when this does combat damage. You look at the top 5. It doesn't scale with whatever.
I think this is lower than Inspirit, but that may just be a personal preference.
I think so too.
I disagree, but I am happy to be outvoted on that. I will put it there. That's fine. Right, so we have our last one, which is the Weatherlight Completed. This is a 2 generic mana 5/5 flyer. As long as the Weatherlight Completed has 4 or more Phyresis counters on it, it's a Phyrexian creature in addition to its other types. When a creature you control dies, but a Phyresis counter on the Weatherlight Completed, then draw a card if it has 7 or more Phyresis counters on it. If it doesn't, scry 1. I was thinking about this card, and the only thing I could think about what you want to do with this is the Scions that you sacrifice for mana.
Yeah, 100%. I think this is quite good.
I think it is, as Cryptix just said, it is the hardest to build around. But you are essentially putting things like Kozilek's command in here to make lots of Scions, and then you are sacrificing them to make it a 5/5 flyer that draws you a card when a creature dies. It has no crew, so the fact that your 0/1s are like not things that are crewing anyway is irrelevant.
You are doing, or you, I think, as Chris said, it's hard to. I think that there's a really, I think that there is a decent, like using that line, you can go for a number of payoffs. Obviously, the first one I think of is a mill payoff with Altar of Dementia, Altar of the Brood, and things like
2
that.
mana is not to be
2 mana
because
is
you are
really
if
good.
you are using your scions for mana anyway. Like you said, you can alter with Dementia Vis or alter with a Brood. Actually, if you're making loads of scions too.
Yes,
but there's also even further than that loops you'll be able to do with the Graveyard Recursion, the Mere Retriever, and things
all the
Mere
Mere stuff.
yeah.
There's loads of Mere stuff that you can do with this.
Ashnod's Altar and things to generate mana. There's quite a lot of options in colourless for both sacrificing creatures and sacrifice loops to then draw your deck, which then you've got other options to close out the game. I think this is a good engine.
I do.
To win the game, to get card advantage through the game, to be a 5/5 flyer once 4 things have died, 4 counters are on it. That's trivial.
Mm-hmm.
Even when there's nothing going on, it scries one, so it helps you get to those options quicker when it's dying. And like you say, 2 mana. It's really cheap. It's
2 mana is really cheap.
So you can get that engine started. I think there's a lot going on in this.
I think there's a lot going on with this. I think it's pretty cool.
Potentially do nothing. It's one of those decks.
Oh yeah, like
you destroy the wrong things and you just shout a lot.
There are many. I mean, I'm sure there's some, but I'm not thinking of them to mind right now. But I cannot think of many colorless creatures that aren't the scions that give you a sack outlet on them. You have to have another outlet like
built-in.
Spawn Scions. You've got.
I meant creatures, not tokens. So actual creatures.
Right.
And I think you can run Ashnod's Altar, which is absolutely fine in this. But I think most creatures that have sacrifice a creature or sacrifice this creature are black in color identity. Does Threefold Thunderhawk let you sacrifice a creature?
No. It just brings in a load of gnomes with it.
Yeah.
When it attacks or enters, it brings in stuff.
You can sacrifice another artifact. Artifact, specifically.
There we go.
But you can
but they are artifact creatures, so that's irrelevant.
Yeah, so that does still work. Yeah, and that's great in this as well. And I'm if you are sacrificing stuff, then you can put the encore stuff in and then sacrifice it, get a card draw, because it does care about dying, not exiling.
Yeah.
I think there's legs there.
I think this, I think if we put the Weatherlight at A, this also has to go at A.
I agree.
I think this is so much better than the regular Weatherlight.
I think it is as well.
Bring on better than the that black airship. The reanimator.
It's better, better than Falcon.
I think this might be better than Falcon. It's around there. I think it's better than Indomitable.
No,
just because the ceiling of it is, I'm going to draw my deck and win now.
I think
a lot of decks enable you to do that. I think the ceiling is higher, but I think the floor is also higher on Weatherlight. I think it's harder. I think the hoops you have to jump through are harder on this than they are for the Falcon.
I mean, you're not playing this on curve, are you? You're playing this when you have your Scion engine on, aren't you? So
I don't know. I think because it's whenever a creature dies, you'll at least scry one. I think it helps you.
Whenever a creature you control dies, so
your stuff, but
so you can start. I think you want it in play early. Yeah,
I think Cryptic has nailed it on the head as usual. It's not better than the Falcon. It's just more interesting.
Yeah, that's what.
Okay. Maybe there's some personal bias coming in there then. I do find this more interesting than Falcon.
Oh yeah,
it is 100% more interesting. But the Falcon is more consistent because it's in the colours that support that strategy, whereas colourless doesn't really, but it is interesting. I think we've done a good showing there. That was our last one, and we've actually got through all of them.
I'm a little surprised.
One final question about this: is this the most interesting of the colourless?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay,
yes.
Then it deserves to be roughly where it is, because
it is 100% better than, more interesting than any of the colourless stuff.
Yeah,
I think so.
I'm a little surprised that we got as many at A. That I was not expecting that actually.
No, I genuinely thought we'd have the ones that are at S, and then we'd have mostly Bs. But no,
we actually have more at S than I thought as well.
No, I'd picked that for S. I mean, may as well call it the Shorakai tier, really. Is Betty the most interesting? Just because it's bad doesn't mean it's more interesting.
There are many definitions of interesting.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Because it's like, if we're ranking these purely on interesting, then Shurikai definitely goes down the list because I find it kind of boring.
I mean, it is boring, but it's undeniably strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Got a morbid curiosity. Why have you built this at all?
Yeah. Right. Well, that is all of the vehicles and spacecrafts. Folks, what did you think to how we did with this? Is there any? I know Cryptic would put Parhelion higher, but was there any others that you'd consider putting elsewhere? Let us know in the comments. And we will be streaming tomorrow. I've not actually worked out how to do the outro of this yet. I did the intro, not the outro. But tomorrow we are back doing our Chat Chaos stream. Chrono and I are joined by Really Pretty MTG and the Unskilled Commander, Brian, again, who was on last week. And tomorrow's Chat Chaos, Chat Crime is Weft Walking from Edge of Eternity, so everyone can at least get one free spell, which I think is fair. It's fair.
Yeah, you can also tune in to see the third Chat Chaos in a row where I get my brain broken.
Yeah, no, I've been on all of them. My brain, that's
you're the inventor of this format, John.
Inventor. I've adopted
creator.
Appropriator. That's probably closer. But yeah, do tune in. If you haven't been to one of our Chat Chaos streams before, this is where you want to be on Twitch, not YouTube. Although if you want to be on both, please do. We're trying to get viewership on YouTube. And you can use Twitch channel points to interact with the game in weird and wacky ways. That means you get to redeem the chat crime, which is just permanent that everybody gets. Go through the booty pile, which is a random permanent. Give people card draw. You get. I didn't want to just give omniscience Cryptic. Format solved. Yeah. You can hard cast the Prisoner's Dilemma. You can reverse the turn order only once. We're not that stupid. I've been.
You only get one twice. Uno reverse,
just one. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I have a moment every time where my brain wants to leak out of my ears, and yeah, everyone always has a lot of fun. So do tune in for that if you haven't been on. This is a good opportunity to see what it's all about. And then the week after will be our Edge of Eternities special. Where we will draw the winner of the pre-con giveaway. If you haven't entered the pre-con giveaway yet, you have got about a week to do so from date of us doing the live stream. We are closing entry on midnight BST on Saturday, the 2nd of August. That just gives me an opportunity to get all the details from all the socials to make sure people get entries. People who are... You can get multiple entries across multiple platforms, but there is one other way. This is a perfect segue. There's one other way you can get one additional entry, and that is to be a quartermaster. Quartermasters are people who support us either through our Patreon, a paid Twitch subscription, or a Amazon paid Twitch subscription. Doing any of those will give you access to our quartermaster only server in the Discord. You get access to quartermaster only giveaways. You get to workshop a Chat Chaos redemption with me, and amongst other things. But also, you get your name entered to credit reel of these podcast streams, and also every other stream as well that goes on. So yeah, we are back tomorrow. Chrono is back with me tomorrow. So I was going to say you streaming next week, but you can tell everybody tomorrow about your stream next week. You don't have a QM tag in Discord, Cryptic. Do you have? It should be automatic, but I'll have a look at that. There should just be an automatic thing if your Twitch is linked up to your Discord. That's how the Nightbot does it. But I'll investigate. Right. On that note, folks, we are going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been a blast. We will see you tomorrow for my brain leaking out my ears. Catch you later.
Take care, everyone.
Bye. Goodbye,
Bye.
goodbye, goodbye.